How's it, guys? Hope you're good. I finally got my car fixed, but to be honest, I don't. I don't really want to come in there today because you guys have been doing such a good job without me. I'm gonna just chill here if that's cool and let you guys finish this epic trilogy of episodes. Well done. I think it's amazing, and let's close it off with the sequel trilogy. Cool, guys. See you next week.
Did you see that thing yesterday on the TV?
Hey, Cole.
Hi, Graeme.
How are you going?
I'm great.
Good, dude.
I'm so excited about this chat.
So am I.
Yeah.
This is actually the one I've been looking forward to the most, to be
Absolutely.
honest. I have the most to say about these.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
So, if you're listening, welcome back for the third and final time to our Star Wars May the 4th special, but May has two meanings.
Even I'm getting tired of us
I know, right?
talking about this.
It's been hours and hours and hours.
It has been
and
hours.
technically, a little behind the scenes, months of our lives.
Yes.
We started recording these back in like November.
God damn.
Or maybe even earlier than that. I think it was earlier than that.
It's basically my fault, though. Sorry.
It's also because we just didn't have a gap in December to release them.
Fair.
So we decided to delay them to May.
So today is the much discussed, debated, hated, loved.
Yes.
I don't know.
I have strong opinions about this one.
Yeah.
This is the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. I
The
think that's
glorious mess that is the sequel trilogy.
glorious mess is a great word. And I think we're going to have interesting reactions
Yeah,
to this chat.
exactly.
Because, I mean, it's definitely the one that sparks the most recent open wound.
There's a recency
Discussion.
bias going on here.
Yeah. So it's an intense minefield to wade into.
Yes.
But we're just going to talk about the things that we really do love about this trilogy.
Yeah.
And going to be interesting because I would not post about this online in like a Twitter thread.
Yes.
God damn it. But if you're interested in chatting to us about it and giving your opinions, curious
Yeah.
to get into it. This is an interesting topic to delve into.
Very much so.
But yeah, sequel trilogy. God damn.
Let's do it. Let's Disney up.
All right. Da, 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 da.
Do you remember when this happened, when they announced Disney had bought LucasArts?
I do remember this.
I have never seen news travel faster and further before.
Oh, absolutely.
It was within minutes of the announcement that everyone on the face of the planet knew that Disney now owned Star Wars and they were making a new movie.
Absolutely.
It happened so quickly. It was unbelievable.
The hype was absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
I remember like you still had the detractors and the skeptics, to be
Yes.
fair, when that news came out.
Yeah.
How much did George sell it for again?
It was $4 billion
Damn.
plus a very significant amount of Disney stock.
Oh, well done, George.
He is individually, of individual owners, he has the second highest number of stock behind the CEO. He owns technically about 2% of Disney.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He's very influential at Disney. Very.
George.
He actually recently, I'm already going off of a tangent here, but fairly recently kind of stopped a hostile takeover.
What?
Yeah. Because, okay, we can get into this a little bit. So Marvel used to be run by a guy named Ike Perlmutter.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting surname.
who sucks, by the way.
Oh.
He's the reason that it took so long for us to get a female-led Marvel movie.
Seriously.
Yeah, he was like, nobody wants to watch like action movies with women in them. He's also the guy who said when they decided to replace, who was the original actor for Rhodey in Iron Man?
Oh, it was Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. When they were originally going to replace them, he was the guy who said it doesn't matter who they replace him with because no one will notice.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Like, because they all look the same kind of
exactly.
subtext. Jesus.
Exactly. This dude sucks.
Fuck
and at
me.
one point,
Fuck you, Ike.
yeah. So, what's his name? Kevin Feige kind of went behind the scenes and was like, this dude sucks. I think I should be more in control. So now Ike Perlmutter is more in charge of like TV stuff and that sort of thing. He's still involved. He tried to lead a bit of a hostile takeover of Disney to get it away from Bob Iger and get other people in control. And George was the guy who kind of through the shareholders went, nah, we're not doing this.
Seriously.
Yeah, George was the guy who like prevented it from happening.
Fuck yeah, George.
Right?
Flex those muscles, dude.
Oh, yes. I need to show you this photograph. It is one of the most insane photographs I've ever seen in my life. This is Ark Perlmutter and Donald Trump. Look at how sinister is
Dude,
that
what
photo.
the fuck? You could hang that in the Emperor's throne room in Return of the Jedi, and it totally looks like a bunch of fucking conniving politicians.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
It's such a sinister photograph.
That is awful.
It's awful. Okay, let's talk about the actual movies.
Let's get into the movies.
Yes.
Check that out, guys. That's an interesting photo.
Yeah, I'll try and put a link in for that one.
This trailer, I remember how obsessed I was. I would have been 12 years old when the Revenge of the Sith trailer came out.
Okay.
And that was a fucking excellent trailer.
Mm.
I remember that was just like, oh my God, this film feels epic. It feels
Yes.
large. It feels dark.
Yeah.
But then when the Force Awakens trailer came
Yes,
out,
that first teaser trailer.
I have never in my life felt more like, I don't know, naively, romantically excited about
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
It was intoxicating,
Yeah.
the excitement.
The other thing that it highlighted for me was how distinct J.J. Abrams actually is as a director.
I remember when we watched the trailer,
Mm.
you said to me, J.J. Abrams has a style.
Yeah. It became like immediately, I was like, that's J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
If you go and watch like Super 8 and Mission Impossible before this,
Yes.
it's immediately recognizable as him. And it's not
Exactly.
just lens flares, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's going to be like lens flares. That's the cliche,
Yes.
which I kind of love about the internet.
Yeah.
But then I remember it specifically, I think it was the shots when the stormtroopers are going down at the beginning from the destroyer down to Jakku.
Yes.
And then it's got that like strobing,
Handheld, like, yeah.
handheld effects.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's J.J. Abrams. And it's
Exactly.
like 100%. You can like see those clips of him on Lost
Yes.
when he's shaking a camera
Yeah.
the whole time. And it's like, that's the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Wants that like kineticism in the frame. He's very obsessed with like what we call dramatic atmosphere in a frame.
Yeah.
It's like lens flares, it's particle effects, it's like some kind of thing that doesn't make it feel so flat.
Yeah.
It's either motion or light or something.
Exactly.
And I remember, I think one of the greatest shots in this entire series of films is that one that they opened up on the Millennium Falcon when it does that orientation turn, when it goes
Yes.
upside down.
Yeah.
And then it's all of a sudden like flying above the dunes
Yeah.
towards the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. I was
It's
just like,
amazing.
that is the best fucking shot of the Millennium Falcon in the entire Star Wars series.
Yeah.
Absolutely adored it. It was so cool.
The trailer also has a shot in it that I'm really bummed wasn't in the movie.
Oh.
It's a shot of Kylo Ren in the forest at the end.
Oh, when
And
he's...
it like follows him from behind, like up and over a hill, and he pulls out his lightsaber.
Remember that?
Oh,
It was just like, oh, it's got God things.
Yes.
What are they called?
like a cross guard or whatever.
Yeah, crossguard.
Yes.
It was, oh, fuck, new lightsaber.
Yeah, but that shot is so cool.
It's so good.
and it's not in the movie, which I'm bummed
It's very
about.
frustrating because you hear it off screen
Yes,
in the movie. You hear his lightsaber go on.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you cut that? Dude? It
Exactly.
was so good. Remember the Black Stormtrooper controversy?
Oh my lord, it was so dumb.
I mean, the internet fucking sucks. We know
Yes,
this. And I mean,
exactly.
Star Wars fans have revealed that they are the worst, most toxic fans in the
Yes.
entire fucking world. Like, people will say it's Steven Universe fans. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit what you say. Star Wars fans, you fucking suck.
Insufferable.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely insufferable. And I mean, like, because I mean, this is in the context of diversity hires.
Yes.
Like the age of inclusivity in cinema.
Yeah.
Which no one has made a good argument like against
yeah,
for me.
exactly.
Right? Where it's kind of, oh, you just don't want black people and women in movies.
Precisely.
Like, fuck off. Like, that's your argument
There
for
you
me,
go.
right? And I remember, like, for context, I think why Graeme and I feel this way when we were writing in film school together. Like, when you're trying to write a story, you think you have an idea of a character in your head, but we have a limited pool of actors to cast from in film school.
Yeah.
And I remember our writing lecturer
Oh yes.
said to us at the time that character precedes race and gender.
Yes.
Like, unless your story is dealing with the politics of race or the politics with socioeconomic impacts of being a woman
Exactly.
or anything, like, unless it's like inherently important to your plot, the race and gender of the character doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually want to start off talking about the stuff I don't like about this movie.
Cool.
Because I don't, again, I'll criticize anything.
Right.
Challenge me, I'll criticize anything. But the thing I don't like about it is, and this is something that's become clearer and clearer to me, it's not that it's referential. Star Wars has always been referential.
Right.
Even these days, Star Wars references itself. It used to reference stuff like Flash Gordon,
Right.
you know, and the stuff that influenced it. But it's become reverential. Like it reveres itself in a way.
Okay.
And the result is that this movie in particular feels like time has frozen in between the trilogies.
Okay.
Like the world is exactly the same as it was at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
You know, it's like all the characters, well, less so the characters, but even then, the characters in the world to an extent have just been like stopped in time,
Right.
you know? And the reason for it is partially J.J. Abrams. I want to talk about J.J. Abrams more at the end, but it's also Disney. Everything that Disney has done with Star Wars since the beginning has been reactionary.
Right.
Right? So this trilogy is a reaction to the these days there's been like this reassessment of the prequel trilogy, and now people love them for some reason.
Yes.
This was very much a response to a point in time when people still hated those movies.
Yes.
So they went, oh, people hate the prequel trilogy, people love the original trilogy, let's make a movie that's just like the original trilogy.
Yes.
So even the things that have sort of changed have to then be reversed. Han Solo shows up, he has a new ship. No, he doesn't. He has the Millennium Falcon again.
Right.
The Empire's been defeated. No, they haven't. They just rebranded.
Yes.
You know, that's kind of my problem with this film, is that it's too much like what came before it. It doesn't do anything new.
This is very interesting because for the guys watching the OG trilogy with Alex,
Yes.
he was talking to me about like why the ships are different. I remember I showed him a behind the scenes clip of Doug Chiang
Yes.
designing the Naboo cruiser,
Yeah.
and talking about like how in the 50s in America the design was far more idealized and romantic,
Right.
and like very future oriented around like what things could be.
Yeah.
And then design starts to become far more functional, right? It's like as soon as capitalism takes over, like design is not important.
Yes.
And that's why in the prequel trilogy everything looks so different.
Yeah.
Right? And you sit there, now that you point this out, it's kind of just like, okay, cool. What is post Empire?
Yes.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
Like what was the shift in politics? They reference a new republic,
Yeah.
kind of thing that gets blown up.
Yes.
But it's just like, okay, cool. How did the galaxy change after the Empire? Like there was a massive shift in power,
Yes.
right? A massive shift in power. Surely that should have seeped down into all planets within this universe,
Yeah.
you know, or galaxy. Sorry.
Mhm.
And how did it change things? How did
Yes.
the aesthetic change? I understand that.
Yeah. It's like if you're, again, looking at like the spaceships, you look at the spaceships at the end of episode 3, and then by the time we get to episode 4, we have TIE fighters and X-Wings,
Right.
which don't exist in the original trilogy. But now, between episode 4 and between episode 6 and episode 7, they're still just flying TIE fighters and X-Wings.
Yeah.
And all the spaceships are still big triangles.
Yeah.
You know, it's like nothing, it feels like nothing has moved forward.
Yeah, and I suppose it's this issue around what the First Order is,
Yes.
and how that kind of neuters the success of the rebellion in the OG trilogy.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like power has really changed hands.
Yes.
You don't get the sense that it's anything different. I mean, like, it does kind of make sense in terms of the world of the story, I guess. But you just have this thing that's a repeat of, and it just makes, I don't know, the efforts of the original trilogy feel a little bit useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's just like, oh, now there's this new thing that's there.
Yeah, this
That's
new thing that's
exactly the
exactly the
same.
same as the old thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, that's my biggest criticism of this film. That being said, I do like this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun.
Exactly.
It's
I
a damn excellent movie.
really like all the new characters.
The characters are so well
I
established.
think they're
in
probably
this.
the best part of this.
Absolutely. Like when Poe says, "I can fly anything,"
Yes.
I was like, that's one of the coolest lines in Star Wars.
Right.
Full stop.
Exactly.
People talk about this film not being original.
Mm.
When they're on Jakku,
Yes.
and the stormtroopers come invade the village and they kill Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
And then Poe shooting from the X-wing,
Mhm.
which is the coolest looking X-wing, I might
Yeah,
say.
the black and orange one.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Then we cut a stormtrooper that Poe shoots,
Mm.
and then that stormtrooper puts his hand on another stormtrooper's face.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we have this shift in perspective to a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
That's never been done before.
I was going to say this as well about Finn's character
Yeah.
in particular. Most of the other characters have kind of analogs in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
They're points of comparison, even if I think people like align them wrong quite often.
Okay.
But Finn is a character who has no equivalent in the original trilogy. He's
Yeah.
a completely original character in this series.
Right. It's
There's
like Rey is Luke, Poe is Han,
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sort of thing. I think Finn is such like a refreshing character.
Yeah.
I love it.
It felt like completely new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right. And then they fucked it up, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Poe, for the most part, is just a cool guy who does cool things in
Yeah.
the coolest way possible.
Yes.
Like, that's kind of all he is in this first movie.
Yes.
Again, in the first movie, at least. They do more with him in the second one. But in this one, he's just there to be, like, the coolest guy in the world
Absolutely.
and give big bisexual energy.
Oh, massive, dude. There was that freeze frame of when he taps Finn's shoulder with when he brings his jersey back. And it was my profile picture for like 4 years
I remember.
because I was so obsessed with it. I was so behind the shipping of Poe and Finn.
Yes.
I was so obsessed with it. I was like, this has to be a thing.
Uh,
Come on.
BB-8 is also amazing.
Dude, BB-8 is incredible.
I think, again, it's so easy to draw comparisons. You draw the lines between him and R2-D2. But
Right.
BB-8 is more like a puppy. And
Right.
R2-D2 is more like a mean drunk. You know?
I love that.
R2-D2 is like, people are constantly like, R2, how can you say that? Like, we don't know what he's saying. But he's obviously like swearing and just
exactly.
going off all the time. But BB-8 is just this little, like, he's just this adorable little puppy in ball form.
Oh, fuck, it's hilarious. I was thinking of that beat when Finn says droid please when he's trying to get BB-8 to reveal the location of the rebellion base.
Yes.
And then he tells Rey.
Yeah.
And then he does the little thumbs up with the lighter.
Yeah. Because Finn gives him a thumbs up and this little with the little like
little
lighter thing. Yeah.
I think that's a level of visual comedy that Star Wars has been incapable of before this point.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the funniest moments in Star Wars ever.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the cool thing about its evolution tonally. I think it's less silly and slapstick and goofy
Yeah.
and childish.
Yes.
And it's just a little sudden visual comedy nuance, right? That's
Exactly.
how like the form and language of filmmaking has changed.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely love BB-8.
Yeah, he's amazing. I do really like Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren is a really interesting character. For me, all the conflict that we're talking about wanting to see in Vader,
Yes.
we see in Kylo Ren.
Right.
Like you're sort of externalizing the conflict of like,
Yes.
there's still good in him that we're told about Vader and we never see. We actually get to see that with Kylo Ren.
And he's a very interesting character. I mean, like maybe this is something to chat more about in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But he's someone that's so overtly conflicted between trying to be a bad person,
Yeah.
like convincing himself that he's evil because of his lineage and his
Yes.
worship of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Which is also a very interesting thing, I think. My friend Alex also criticized this, but I was just like, I don't think that's necessarily a bad or unbelievable thing. I think like if you have the blood of the most powerful Sith that's ever existed, basically, you believe you have that potential within yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you are immediately undercutting yourself as someone who is unworthy of it or is
Yeah.
incapable of it. So
Yeah.
he's this incredibly insecure, conflicted, but ambitious character. And then, of course, I think dudes see this on screen
Yes.
and they're like, oh, he's a pussy,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, which is so frustrating.
Because he's emotive.
You have this like three-dimensional character that's got such an interesting conflict
Yeah.
and not someone that's just this archetypal bad guy, right? It's like so much more interesting.
Yeah. Also, I think it's really easy. Well, I mean, like we just did it to draw parallels between him and Darth Vader, but I don't think he's this movie's Darth Vader. He's this movie's Luke Skywalker.
Right.
He's the answer to the question, what if Luke joined the Emperor?
Right.
He would be this character. That's exactly who he is. He's
Right.
like, if he wasn't strong enough to reject that or to, fight against that call, this is who he would be,
Absolutely. That's a really good point.
It's really interesting. I think Adam Driver is probably the best part of the whole trilogy. I think he's great in these movies.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Aside from his, I don't know if you ever saw the moon of Ben Kenobi saying, "That's no moon, it's a space station."
Oh, yes.
And then when they cut to where the Death Star would have been
Oh,
through
right.
the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, it's shirtless Ben Solo
Right.
from The Last Jedi and his giant pecs.
Yes.
You're just like, guy, those are massive pecs.
It's a very wide man.
He is a wide man,
Yes.
which is surprising because he doesn't look wide when he's in the outfit.
Yeah.
It's like really well like built to his frame.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Kylo Ren mask was cool.
It is very cool.
The things that this film sets up are so cool.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are the Knights of Ren?
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
There's so much potential around where it's going. Who is Snoke? Why is the First Order in power?
Yes.
Who are the Knights of Ren? Who is Rey?
Yeah.
Like, there are such interesting questions as far as this film goes as the first film in a trilogy of films.
Yes.
It's an exceptional first act, right? To set things up and ask questions.
Yeah.
The like broader impacts of the trilogy we'll get to later. and how that like plays out ultimately.
Yeah.
We'll get to.
How unsatisfactory a lot of the answers are.
Fuck.
People being like, especially the Snoke thing, especially when this one came out, like, who's Snoke? Who's this guy? It doesn't matter who he is or his origin was. When the original trilogy came out, no one was going, who's this Emperor guy?
Yeah.
What's his origin story? Why? I need an entire movie to explain his origin story before I can understand this character.
Yes.
Nobody like was saying that. He's just the evil Emperor.
Yes.
That's all we need to know.
That's what Star Wars has always been.
Yeah. Snoke's
It's
the
like
same.
very simplified definitions of who characters are.
Yeah.
But then as more as it's built over time, it's evolved to be this thing that has this lore, that has this deeper context. And we needed an entire trilogy to establish who Darth Sidious was.
Yes.
You know, so we're not going to get that for Snoke.
Yeah. Okay, we got to talk about Rey.
Absolutely.
Rey being the mainest of the main characters in this. Yeah. All the Mary Sue stuff is really irritating.
It's fucking annoying.
All this concept of this chatter about she's too powerful and she's too perfect.
It's in and of itself, it's a gross misogynistic term.
Exactly.
Like if you look into the origin of where that comes from, it's just like, oh, you hate women.
Yes,
and you
exactly.
don't want them to be main characters in stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely. But I also just think Rey does basically nothing that Luke doesn't do in the original movie as well.
But then also, what frustrates me about the Mary Sue arguments is that people need to be spoon-fed lines like,
yes.
I used to shoot Womp Rats in his T-16 back home.
I was going to mention exactly this.
In order to like justify the fact that she can fly the Millennium Falcon, that she's so skilled with the lightsaber. When you're like, she's an orphan on a desert planet collecting scraps that does nothing else with her time. How does she occupy that time?
Yes.
They establish how incredibly skilled she is with her staff, and then people are like, lightsabers are different. They're an elegant weapon. You're just like, she doesn't use it well.
Exactly.
She like fucking hacks at this thing. Yeah. But then also, she's obviously been spending her time flying things and being mechanical and taking things apart.
There is a line of dialogue. I was going to bring this up. There, like you said, there's that line about Luke shooting Womp Rats in his T-16. It's a throwaway line.
Yeah.
That is just like blurted out there as an explanation. Rey says to Finn at one point, I've flown some ships, but I've never left the planet.
Okay.
If the line about the Womp Rats is an adequate explanation, so is that.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just a throwaway whatever line.
And then also...
And not just that. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to finish the thought before I forget. Luke is like the best X-Wing pilot in the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Rey's not a particularly good pilot.
When she starts flying the Millennium Falcon, it's falling all over the place.
She can like barely get it off the ground. And even once they're like flying away, she's constantly like smashing into the ground. And when they fly through the Star Destroyer, she's like bumping into the sides and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then she does that one thing where they like flip upside out, they like turn upside down and she like powers it off. But then even that, right after that scene, Finn says to her, like in relation to that, how did you do that? Do you remember what she says?
No.
She says, I don't know.
Okay.
That's really important.
It is really important.
Because there is an explanation for how Rey can do everything that she does. The movie explains it really well. The first line of dialogue that we ever heard from this movie in the teaser trailer explains it. The title of the movie explains how Rey can do all these things. It's not called Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Does Nothing of Particular Interest. It's called The Force Awakens. The movie makes it really clear that the Force is actively doing something through Rey in order to try and correct the imbalance created by the rise of the First Order and the disappearance of Luke Skywalker. The movie explains all of this to us. It's the Force that's doing these things, and she is like the vessel for that.
That's way more interesting.
How do people not get that?
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. I don't understand how people don't understand this. And even then, like you were saying, well, if you can go back to if you can figure out while I'm yapping, you were saying about her being able to fight. People are like, how does she like fight against Kylo Ren at the end? She's not very good at fighting him. She's like on the back foot the whole time. She's walking backwards and he's pushing her backward. The only reason she can stand up to him is because he is fucked up. Right? Like they go out of their way. They actually like show it at multiple times in the movie. They go out of the way to show what Chewie's like weapon thing, his gun. It has a name. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, that fucking crossbow, how insanely powerful it is.
It like blows away like 3 or 4 stormtroopers at a time.
And he got shot.
He gets shot with it. He is like, that would have killed literally anyone else.
Right.
He is messed up. And that's the only reason that these characters have any chance against him. Again, all of these things are explained.
But they're not spoon-fed.
Exactly. It's not like, oh, he's really badly wounded. We have a chance to beat him now. It's just context.
Yes. It's like
so
visual
frustrating.
storytelling.
Yes.
Which-
Exactly.
It's like another reason why this film is so good.
Yeah.
It's kind of implying all of these things around the plot line and dialogue that you are seeing and hearing.
Exactly.
That you have to just like put a little bit of extra thought into understanding.
Yeah.
And then you have a fully fleshed out 3-dimensional story
Yeah.
that's got subtext
Exactly.
and is still an entertaining piece of filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a fun movie.
I think my favorite thing about Rey is how naive and innocent she is.
Yeah.
Like when she's eating her food that she gets and she wears that little helmet.
I wanted to bring that up as well.
Yeah.
It's very endearing.
It's super endearing.
Yeah.
And then when she hears about Luke Skywalker and realizing that she's talking to Han Solo,
Yeah.
just how incredibly excited she is to take on the call for adventure
Yeah.
and not be in denial of it like Luke was.
Right.
She is just the most excited, the most active, right? And it's all makes her so much fun to watch,
Right.
right? But then she like kind of dives headfirst into all of these situations. She's a little bit overexcited and a little bit reckless because she hasn't had any excitement for her whole life,
Yeah.
right? Being this orphan on a planet.
Yes.
But my favorite beat in this movie is when she experiences the Force illusion.
Right. With
Don't
the
know what else to
lightsaber.
call it. Yeah, when
Yes.
she touches the lightsaber.
Yes.
And how she's like, fuck off. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm out.
exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And it just completely terrifies her.
Yeah. She's
Which-
a much more reluctant hero than Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like she initially isn't a reluctant hero.
Yes.
But then it's part of her arc to become a reluctant hero and then to actually have to find the reason why.
But even then, I feel like she's quite reluctant from the beginning in the sense that in the original trilogy, Luke, from the beginning, cannot wait to get off of Tatooine.
Yes.
Whereas the second she leaves, Rey wants to go back to Jakku.
Right. I think this is a really important thing to talk about
Yeah.
her character,
Yes.
right? You're right, she is like completely initially emotionally resistant to it. Like it even happens when Han asks her to be part of the crew on the Millennium Falcon.
Yes,
And she's like, no, I'm going back home
exactly.
because my parents are going to come back and fetch me.
Yeah.
So she's got this naive hope
Mm,
that her parents are going to come back and rescue her.
Yeah.
And she's been making it work by herself this entire time. And completely rejects like the most incredible opportunity
yeah.
ever to do something she loves, to be like working with Han Solo and Chewbacca on the Millennium Falcon, because she's so in love with the legend
Yeah.
of it, that she has such a good reason to go back home, right? It's like a really good character flaw
Yeah.
to like overcome because you have to like let go. And yeah, who the fuck is Mars Kanata?
Yes.
Dude, this chick is like, fuck, she's some kind of hectic, powerful force user.
Yeah.
And then they also have a statue to her outside of her
Yes.
canteen.
Well, Han says something about her being she's like 1,000 years old.
Really?
Yeah,
Does
Han
it say
says
that?
like he
Oh,
says she's been there for
can't
like
remember.
she's been around for like 1,000 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so she's just been around forever.
Wow, where the fuck is she?
Yeah.
I'm just so curious.
Yes.
And it's kind of cool that they don't explain all of it.
Because it doesn't matter to this story.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I didn't really like what they did with her in The Last Jedi. I think it's one of my complaints about
Okay.
her in that.
Right.
She's like very too functional,
Right.
right? It doesn't like expand on who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But again, something to piss off Star Wars fans.
Yes.
Which is like, Han's like, where'd you get that lightsaber? She's like,
Yeah.
a story for another time.
Exactly.
And they're just like, no, we have to know. It's like, no,
Yeah.
she's got it. That's
Exactly.
what matters. You know?
Another thing that people bitch about. This is where we can be like unavoidably going to get very nerdy.
Okay.
How does Rey do a Jedi mind trick? How is this possible? It's the high level.
To Daniel Craig.
Yes. Like, the Jedi mind trick is like the most high level like Jedi thing.
Who said?
Is it? Like the in-universe context that we get, the only other two people we see doing it are Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
Right.
And when they do it, it's like, you don't want to sell me death sticks. These are not the droids you're looking for. It's the easiest, most like effortless thing.
Right.
Right? And again, to be very nerdy, when we look at the Jedi, we have to assume that not all Jedi are good at all Jedi things.
Right.
Not all of them can do all the same things and use the Force in the same way.
Right.
But the context clues that we're given, because there's never an explanation as to how they do it or how they learn to do it, is that for the people who can do it, it's very easy.
Right.
So it's very easy for Rey because it's very easy for Obi-Wan and it's very easy for Qui-Gon.
And people are going to be like, but they're Jedi Masters that have spent their entire lives training.
But like there's no explanation for that. And again, every time we see them doing something else, lifting an X-Wing,
Right.
it's an obvious physical effort
Right.
every time they're using the Force in these other ways.
Right.
But this is something that takes zero effort from them.
Mm.
So again, maybe most Jedi can't do it. But for the Jedi who can, it's just very easy.
And I think it's also, I mean, like the interesting thing about Star Wars is an identity like discussion in terms of what it is.
Yeah.
Is it's a chosen one story.
Yeah.
So it's obsessed with the idea of the singular destiny of an individual to be excellence.
Yeah.
And to save the world.
Mm.
Right. And you have to be special in order to do that.
Yes.
And then you get a character who, by any way that we're given context in the story or spoon-fed, like they have 50,000 midichlorians in their blood,
Yes.
right? We have just this person
Yeah.
that is awakening to the Force and discovering it. And she's going on this journey, right? Where, like you're saying, through the Force, trying to correct the imbalance that's present in the universe, Rey is slowly getting a sense of her connection between things. She doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
And she says to Maz Kanata, she says something like, something has awakened in me and I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
Where you have to assume that she is able to feel out these connections
Yeah.
in a very reckless, ignorant way.
Yeah.
And she's just getting a sense of, oh, I can control what this person does.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know why it's a bad thing that they don't describe it. Like, it doesn't...
I don't know.
It's just a thing that happens.
Yes.
It's not a problem for me in the slightest.
No. And again, she's not actually as good at the things that people say she's like amazing at.
Yeah.
She's not a great pilot. She's not a great like lightsaber fighter.
No.
Even to jump ahead in the next movie, in The Last Jedi, there's the big like red room fight scene thing. If you pay attention to that fight, Rey's having a hard time fighting one guy, while Kylo Ren is fighting three guys at the same time.
Right.
You know, like the movies aren't overstating her capabilities at all.
Right.
She's like constantly struggling to do
Even that
everything she
move-
tries to do.
I think it's how she defeats that one guy. When she drops her lightsaber and picks it
Yes.
up again.
Yeah.
They set that up when
Yes.
she's on the island with Luke.
Yeah.
That she does it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all explained.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck, I love Rey.
Yeah.
I hate people that hate Rey.
Exactly.
I think an also interesting thing to talk about with her character is how distressed she is that Finn is going to leave
Yes.
in Maz Kanata's canteen.
Yeah.
She is just horrified. Like
Yeah.
the way she plays that kind of fierce shock. I don't know, in her eyes. It's just so intense.
Yeah.
She's like, cannot believe that he's saying no to this, because how can you not believe that we have to be here
Yeah.
and that the Final Order is bad? And I think it speaks more to her resolve
Yes.
to be there, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is before and I think the mythology around the rebellion and the fighting against the First Order in terms of her arc is very separate to her connection to the Force, because immediately afterwards it's the Force that scares her away.
Yeah.
Before this, she is all about the mythology of Luke Skywalker
Yes.
and the rebellion and Han Solo,
Yeah.
right? And how cool is it, on another note, that they treat that story as mythology?
Yeah.
So enough time has passed for us to go, oh, those events might not be real.
Yes.
But then also what that tells us is that the First Order's political propaganda campaign against what the rebellion did to the Empire has been completely squashed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So only through word of mouth, which is how stories and mythologies are grown,
Yeah.
do we have the legend
Yeah.
of the rebellion of Luke Skywalker, of Han Solo and Leia.
Exactly.
Right? There are these people that aren't probably not real. It's like treated in the same way that we talk about biblical mythologies.
Yeah.
Right? So that was one of my favorite things about this movie when
Yeah.
it clicked the last time I watched it.
Yeah. And it makes sense because if you look at stuff like Andor, you get the sense of the larger kind of battle that's going on
Right.
and how this
It's
fight
an information
between
war.
also just like the fact that this fight between these families is a tiny part of it.
Right.
Like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and the Emperor. That's a
Right.
very little piece of what's actually going on here.
Yes.
Even if it winds up being this like linchpin to the whole thing of defeating the Emperor, it's still just a little piece of it. So for them to make all of that disappear is actually very easy.
Yes.
Because obviously the Jedi were never given the chance to regrow to the point where they were in the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
You know, and even then, if you look at between the prequels and the original trilogy, the Jedi have become myth again. People don't believe in them, and they don't believe in the Force.
Right.
And they've never regrown from that point.
Yes.
So it makes sense that the universe at large doesn't know about them.
Yeah. I think this and The Last Jedi
Mm.
are also the best Chewbacca's ever been
Oh, yes.
as a comedic relief character.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite beats in the entire like fucking series of movies is when
Yeah.
Chewie comes back to the Resistance base
Yes.
and the chick is giving him like a health checkup.
Yeah.
And he's busy like complaining. And then she says, "Oh, you are so brave."
Yes.
He's just like, "Oh, thank you." You know me? It adds such interesting depth to who he is.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? Because we can't hear what he's saying.
Exactly.
I saw a behind the scenes clip of Empire Strikes Back the other day. This is a
Yes.
tangent, sorry. That Peter Mayhew
Yes.
was like speaking English words. on
Yes.
set.
He speaks dialogue. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Because you see him going, "Where the hell are you going, Han?"
Yeah.
And Han's like, "I'm going over there." "Well, come back. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do this by myself."
It makes sense in terms of like performance, like giving the
Absolutely.
actors a thing
So,
to
like,
respond to.
You know, I can imagine how much that feeds into how you play out the drama with the other actor, but then also how you treat Chewbacca's like dialogue delivery later.
Exactly.
Because Chewbacca's dialogue in the first movie is like one sound.
Mm.
But then in Empire Strikes Back, you suddenly get all these like different articulations of
Yeah.
like disappointment, shame, curiosity, like
Exactly.
whatever it is. I think my other note that I had
Mhm.
was the way that the Resistance is treated in this movie.
Yeah.
Because we kind of only get a sense of the Resistance at the start with Poe,
Mhm.
like a very small little hint at what's happening.
Yeah.
But then at Maz Kanata's palace, when the TIE fighters come, they start like fucking that place up, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like bombing it.
Yeah.
The way the Resistance enters
Yes.
as this heroic kind of force that's taking the fights to the First Order actively
Yeah.
is so cool. And it's kind of like the first time that happened in the original trilogy. I mean, like, they do take the fight to the Death Star, I suppose.
Yes.
But it's not treated as being so aggressively heroic. I don't know if those are the right words of
Okay.
what I'm trying to explain here.
Yes.
But when that March of the Resistance starts playing, and then you see those like 8 X-Wings just like
Yes.
coming along the water, it
Yeah.
feels so grand
Mm.
and important and big.
Yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments, I think,
Yeah.
out of like the Rebel Alliance Resistance kind of archetype.
Yeah. It's a
It's so
great
fucking
moment.
excellent, dude.
Yeah.
That's very much the same. Like the moments I go back to in my mind, I know there's always the Resistance, like, but they're always reacting to
Mm.
what the Empire is doing.
Okay.
So like
yes.
the Death Star is going to destroy Yavin, the AT-ATs walkers
Yeah.
are going to destroy the Hoth base.
Yes.
Therefore, we have to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
They're never on the attack. Aside
That's a
from,
good point, actually.
I mean, like they do, I think in Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
it takes the trilogy 3 films to get to the point where they take the fight back to the Empire and
Yeah.
they proactively instigate the conflict.
Yep.
Here, it just happens right off the bat.
Yeah.
The Resistance is just like, fuck off. We got to save
Exactly.
these people.
Yeah.
And they come back. They come in as saviors to come save Rey and Han.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And like Leia's coming in to save Han again, which is
Yeah.
like another interesting dynamic.
Exactly.
I love on that point just how we like don't get anything fed to us in terms of what's happened between Han and Leia.
Yes.
And I think we all know that like eventually it's about Ben.
Yeah.
But we also know that they still, when they see each other, they're still like totally fucking in love.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't matter that they are separated because they've obviously experienced a monumental tragedy,
Yeah.
which is like a really interesting place to take those two characters. One other note that I have in another one
Yes.
is Chewie the first main character to get shot in the Star Wars series? Obi-Wan
Oh.
gets shot. Where does Obi-Wan get shot?
Does he?
I feel like he gets shot on when he's fighting Grievous or something.
Oh.
Like
okay.
something happens. Oh, doesn't he get shot by Jango Fett on Camino?
Oh, it's possible.
Because he absorbs a blast when he's jumping through the rain towards him to give him a flying fuck off kick. He's like giving a like a force kick. But then Chewie gets shot in this, and he screams.
Yes.
I was just like, oh fuck, a character got shot. A stormtrooper hit a character.
Yes.
Yeah, which kind of was a good thing. I thought that made a lot of sense.
Mm.
What are our thoughts on Han dying?
I mean, it's something Harrison Ford has wanted for decades.
Okay, people forget this.
Yes.
It's like, fuck you, you killed the main character.
That he
Which is a
wanted
dumb
to,
conflict for any, but dumb criticism of any story,
Yeah.
by the way.
but he wanted to die in Empire Strikes Back.
Right. He
Like
didn't
the-
want to just be frozen in carbonite.
Exactly.
But he
They
was too popular to kill off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, they couldn't not have Harrison Ford there for the third film.
Yeah.
They wouldn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like something that Harrison Ford has wanted for Han, because I think in a way it's the perfect arc for that character.
Okay.
A smuggler who's indifferent to the conflict, who's outside of the conflict,
Yes.
comes into the conflict, becomes a fighter for the conflict, or like someone to help, you know, and then gives his life for the cause.
Yes.
Right? I think the most brilliant thing about this is Han goes into the situation promising Leia that he's going to bring Ben back.
Yeah.
So he's going into that situation whether he comes out alive or not.
Yeah.
Like Han knows this. He knows who Ben has become.
Yeah.
But because of a father's love,
Yeah.
which is a brilliant place to take Han's character.
Yeah.
Right? In the same way that we're talking about an apathetic man becomes a fighter for the resistance.
Yes.
An apathetic man with nothing really to live for apart from his cool ship and trying to like be a scoundrel.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that scoundrel sequence on the barge
Yes.
is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I love him being caught out, which hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
There's no one left for you to swindle, and he's in deep shit. And then what happens in that beat where Chewbacca, where he says, I didn't do that. Did I do that? He says something, and then
Yes.
Chewbacca's like, he fucking did
Yeah.
that. He's so used to it. It's such good, rich character development for these characters. But then he goes into the situation with his son, and he has to get his son out of it.
Yeah.
And then his son says to him, I'm conflicted. I can't do this.
Yes.
Can you help me? And he's like, I will do anything for you, even if it means giving you my life,
Yeah.
which is how I've always read that moment
Okay.
where he like takes the lightsaber.
Yes.
And he's not taking the lightsaber away from Ren.
Right.
He knows the lightsaber's being turned towards him,
Right.
right? It's not like something that happens suddenly
Okay.
where it's like the direction of the lightsaber's changing. He knows what's going on.
Right.
And then still he touches his son's face as he falls.
Mm.
You know, there's a sacrifice that happens from Han.
Okay.
What better way to send off the galaxy's biggest scoundrel
Right.
than to sacrifice himself for the love of his son?
Okay.
That's kind of my thought around it.
Okay. I don't know if I'm there.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting interpretation. I think because, like, if you listen to the exchange that's happening there, I think it's clear that Kylo Ren killing Han is like his final
Absolutely.
step. It's like the
Yeah.
thing that it's not going to take him back to being Ben. It's like his final commitment to being Kylo Ren.
Yes.
And that's not something Han Solo would ever want. Even if it's something like that's going to resolve, even if it's something that in Ben is going to resolve his conflict in some way,
Right.
Han Solo would never want him to not
Become Kylo.
exactly.
Okay, that does make sense. That's a
That's
good
my
point.
that's my takeaway from that. It's like that's the very thing he's there to try and prevent from happening.
Right.
You know, so that's the last thing Han would want in that situation. Like if he thought that his death would be cathartic for Ben in some way, sure. But I don't think that's the case in that scene.
Okay.
That's not what it feels like to me.
Interesting. Yeah, I still feel like, at least poetically,
Yes,
what that death symbolizes,
exactly.
I think is powerful.
Yeah.
I love that Chewie just fucks him up after that.
Dude, I wish there was a scene between the two of them, Chewie and Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Like in that fight at the end, if like at the last second Chewie had showed up. I just want to see Chewie like beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
I want to see Chewie go like the way like the Hulk beats up Loki at the end of Avengers.
Yes.
I want to see him do that.
You want to see kind of. And they should have fucking done that when he goes into the forest, and then Chewie's just like, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna fuck you up," because they always talk about how Wookiee rips people's arms off.
Yes.
You know, just like, what is he gonna do to this guy?
Yeah.
And then also, what's their connection? Because he obviously grew up with a giant Wookiee in
Yeah.
his life, so there's something interesting to get into there.
Yes. I want to say, I think this is the best out of all of the movies that lightsabers have ever been.
Oh, 100%.
I love the lightsabers in this.
Do you remember the sound when Luke's lightsabers turned on for the first time?
Oh, yes.
How massive it feels. It feels like it's got some kind of raw, unearthly power to it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. What else do you love about
But
them?
the way that they look, they're like really bright. They had like actual physical lights there. So they're actually casting light onto like the actors and that sort of thing. It makes them feel like really present and really like there. But they're also, because they're actually doing them like 3-dimensionally, they feel like more present and more like in the space. Like they do shots in this that they literally couldn't do before.
Right.
Because the lightsabers have like
Light
dimension to
sources.
them. But also the way that they sound so like intense and like they feel dangerous.
Yeah.
Like before in it's always just like this thing that goes pew, and then like turns on. It's like, oh, this would be like cool to like hold.
Yes.
In this, it feels like it's something you would like hold at arm's length and be like, oh my lord, get this thing away from me.
Yeah,
They're like frightening
exactly. Especially Kylo Ren's. It feels so menacing.
because it's like
Yeah, it's got that-
active. And
yeah,
like,
it's got that like kind of static around it.
yes. But even like Luke's lightsaber feels like so much more like powerful and like they're like frightening. Like something. It's the first time I watched something. I'm like, I don't actually want a lightsaber.
I don't want to hold that.
I would kill myself instantly.
Absolutely.
Like they're scary, but it's cool.
Also, Finn gets so fucked up by Kylo Ren, dude.
Yes.
He gets so fucked up.
Yeah.
The Kylo Ren fucks him up super hard. And then also the first time he encounters Rey, he just pushes her off into a tree.
Yes.
You know? So like you're saying, there is really... Like, he's the far more experienced fighter, but he's basically been shot with a grenade,
Yes.
you know?
Like he's dying. He's actually dying, but he's still putting up a fight.
Yeah.
You
And then
know?
again, we see this treatment of the exposure to the Force as this raw
Yeah.
discovery of how it can be used.
Yeah.
This is what Rey is going through.
Exactly.
But people don't want to accept that she can do that because she doesn't have an old wise wizard telling her,
Yes.
feel it,
Yeah.
trust the Force.
And
You know?
again, like that whole scene is she's constantly going backward. He's like pushing her backward.
Yes.
And they're literally at the point where he's like pushing her like down and he's pushing with the lightsaber. And he says to him something like, I can train you in the Force. And then that like moment clicks for her. She's like, the Force. She actually says the Force out loud.
Right.
And that's when it's like that moment of, oh, I can tap into this thing. This thing is like in me. You know,
A lot
that's
of
how she
it's-
can do.
A lot of it's so implied. I mean, it's not like it's not there. It's just told, it's a show don't tell exercise,
Yeah.
which is better storytelling.
Exactly.
But apparently, Star Wars fans want to be told. They want to be spoon fed. Because,
It's
I
so
mean, that's
strange.
been the routine of these stories, right?
Yeah.
It has to be spelled out for them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they feel they need from a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I mean, people are going to hate me for this, but it's my second favorite Star Wars movie
Really.
behind Empire Strikes Back. I think it's,
Okay.
A New Hope has aged. I like revere it for what it was,
Yeah.
but it still just feels like a very plotty speed through a sequence of events that doesn't like delve into character.
Right.
I think this is an incredible evolution of the Star Wars universe. It's
Okay.
so fucking fun to watch. It's a good movie.
Yeah. And it's super well made.
It is.
It looks phenomenal. They went back to shooting on film. Visual effects, obviously, are absolutely top notch. It also cost $450 million.
What do you mean?
That's the budget. Was $450 million.
No ways.
Yeah,
$450 million. That is insane.
it was ridiculous.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, cost.
I mean, is that
450
excluding marketing?
No, that's probably including marketing.
That's what I
would think.
imagine.
Yeah.
because I haven't heard of a production budget being that high before. Aside
Oh,
from
we'll
fucking
get to
Avatar.
higher production budgets.
Oh, God.
In this conversation.
Oh god.
But it also made just over $2 billion. So
Right.
you know, it paid off.
Absolutely.
It paid off big time.
And that's probably why they brought JJ back for episode 9.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
Yes, that's a big part of why he was eventually brought back.
Yes.
Very late in the process. Anything else you want to say about The Force Awakens?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Maybe like in our subsequent chat, we'll think of something to say.
cool.
But now we get on to the big one.
Oh boy,
Oh.
The Last Jedi. My first note here, I wrote in all caps, I love this movie with 3 exclamation marks.
Same.
I freaking love this movie. And again, the thing is, it's like with the previous one, it's reactionary, right? It's Disney reacting to what came before it.
Yes.
Again, the biggest criticism of the previous film was it's too much like the other ones. It's too much like what we've seen before.
Yeah.
So Disney went, okay, let's do something that's intentionally completely different and intentionally subverts expectations.
Yes.
And then Star Wars fans went, no, we don't want that either. What we want is something that's completely new and original, but also exactly like the original trilogy,
Yes.
while also being different to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
In other words, what it comes down to is Star Wars fans have no idea what it is they want.
Yeah.
Until they're given something really good.
It's like a nightmare test screening.
Yes,
It's like the feedback you're getting is completely contradictory.
exactly.
And look, like people talk about, I think I do agree 100% with the criticism that there should have been a through line drawn about where the story was going.
Okay.
Because if you set up opening threads like that, you have to know where they're taken so that you can develop these threads that were established, right?
Yeah.
But then, so I say that two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
Okay? I know I'm contradicting myself, but the original trilogy never operated that way either.
No.
right? We had 3 different directors.
Yeah.
But we still had Lawrence Kasdan from 2 to 6.
Yeah.
Wasn't present in 4.
Yeah.
But George was there throughout all of it to design his trilogy, right?
Yeah.
But then this is why I don't mind there being different directors on Star Wars movies within the same trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the best Star Wars movie because of that, with The Empire Strikes Back and Irvin Kershner.
Exactly.
And why I wish Episode 9 had gone to a different director.
Yeah.
For the same reason. I think because the reaction to The Last Jedi, like you say, these films are reactionary.
Yeah.
And they saw what happened to The Last Jedi in terms of online feedback.
Yes.
And they were like, let's fix it. Let's give it back to the guy that made us $2 billion.
Yeah.
And that's why they went back to JJ in Episode 9.
Yeah.
And like Episode 9 is where it all falls apart.
Yeah,
But, like,
we will definitely get
We'll get
there.
to that. But like Episode 8, I think there's something to be said about how Rian Johnson approached this, because people say it's this betrayal of what Star Wars is, where I think better than any other Star Wars movie, it understands George Lucas's things that the films are poetry, they repeat,
Yeah.
because this is also structurally mirroring what The Empire Strikes Back was.
Yeah.
100%.
It's less overt than it is in...
It's not obvious,
Yeah.
which means it's done incredibly well.
Exactly.
Right? We're still like the one off the top of my head is we have the Millennium Falcon escaping the broken Millennium Falcon in The Empire Strikes Back being chased. It's a car chase movie.
Yeah.
Right? For The Empire Strikes Back, but the car is broken, which is
Yes.
part of the source of the comedy.
Yeah.
In this, you again have a car chase sequence
Yeah.
where the Rebel Alliance are outrunning the Empire, right? So you have a repeat of beats
Yeah.
that happens. You have a Jedi in training, happens in The Empire Strikes Back. You have a burgeoning romance,
Yes.
right? Which is kind of very loosely what's happening between Rey and Kylo Ren in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, it's super, super loose.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's
like,
less romance and more just like a genuine connection between them that
Exactly.
doesn't really
That's
feel
what
romantic.
I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's like there's a connection between people developing that's deeper than a superficial connection from like the first movie,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you have the attack of the antagonists onto the cornered Rebel Alliance,
Yes.
right? That happens at the start of Empire, but it happens at the end of The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of parallels to be drawn here, right? Which I think is like really good.
Yeah.
Where do we start this chat?
Well, let's see. Well, for one thing, I want to say, like you're saying, people complain that it doesn't feel like it was all planned out beforehand. I don't think that's necessary at all. I think what you can do, and what this movie actually does really well, is it builds on what came before it.
Right.
As opposed to like saying, oh, there's an existing plan. We say, okay, what came before? How do we keep moving forward from here?
Yes.
You know, that's what the MCU's done all this time. People think the MCU was all planned out in advance. It wasn't. It's the biggest game of yes and in history.
Right.
You know, that's what they're doing. And that's
Right.
what this does as well. Like, I don't think you have to have everything planned out beforehand if you have the foresight to like look backward
Right.
and say, okay, this is where we were. How do
Yeah.
we move forward from there?
I think then my one criticism for this film is that it didn't develop the Knights of Ren.
Yes.
I think that's like a problem with this movie is
Yeah.
that, I mean, like it tries to do so much. There's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah.
But I think that's like one thing that Rian Johnson maybe felt like he didn't need to do in this movie.
Yeah.
And it could have been for the third film to do.
Yes. But also the thing about the Knights of Ren is they're mentioned in the first movie, but they're not
Right.
in it.
Right.
They're not present at all.
Right.
Like, we're told that the Knights of Ren are a thing, but who are they and what they do is just never, you know, there's almost nothing for them to kind of pick up from.
Right.
They would have to be inventing the Knights of Ren in this.
Right. I mean, like we kind of do see them when he's in the vision of destroying the Luke's Jedi temple.
We see a bunch of guys standing around, but we don't know who they are or what they do or...
I think let's get into that because Luke is the massive point of contention in this film.
Yes.
And it's an interrogation of Luke's character. And I think including Mark Hamill, I saw he said something else about the way Luke dies. He said, if Luke would have died from an overdose of the Force, Yoda and Ben would have warned him.
Oh, right.
I'm like, why are you saying that? It was a sacrifice. He knew he was going to
He
die.
knew what was happening, exactly.
Like, Mark Hamill's takes on Luke's character in this film get progressively worse with time. Like, you fundamentally don't. And the thing is,
Yeah.
because it takes Luke from Return of the Jedi. And like we've said in last week's episode,
Yes.
that wasn't necessarily a good place to take the character.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's just morally righteous and flat throughout the entire movie. He's this like very naive person
Yeah.
who's just like, there's good in everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's good in Vader, there must be good in everyone.
Yes.
For reasons we don't know.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think that's an inherently likable thing. But even if that is where we're taking Luke from,
Okay.
right? We have a person whose efforts to basically undertake their destiny. He always talks about I was Luke Skywalker as if he hated it.
Yes.
This mythology or like this morally righteous savior of the galaxy and the Jedi. He resents the fact that that's who he was, because his responsibility then was to, in all fairness, create the new order of the Jedi. And then when we lose that, when he fucks that up,
Yeah.
which again is a very human thing to do,
Yeah.
okay, and I think it's completely and perfectly well justified and explained.
Yes.
When people say Luke wouldn't try to murder his own nephew,
Which he doesn't try to do anyway.
he doesn't try to do anyway, right?
Besides that.
Okay. If you lose that, if you fail to that degree and you're responsible for the loss of lives of all the other students at that Jedi temple, I don't know if they mentioned how many there were.
No.
He was just like, I've clearly failed
Yes.
at this.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to be this person anymore. I'm just going to go to an island,
Yeah.
shut myself off from the Force, and make sure I don't do any more harm.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, because what it seems like what people want is for Luke to be, like I mentioned about the previous one, is to be frozen in time. They want him to be the same person he was in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
But 30 years has happened,
Right.
and he is a human. So in 30 years, people change.
Absolutely.
Like, he has gone through life for 30 years. So of course he's a different person. You know, things have changed and his circumstances have changed and all these things have happened to him. And even then, like you're mentioning what he does with Kylo Ren. People are like, oh no, he wouldn't do that to Ben. He would never pull a lightsaber. What I said at the end of the last one is one of the last things that Luke Skywalker does in the original trilogy is try to beat his own father to death. That is the end of his story.
Right.
Right? That like capacity, he is everything his father was. Everything. He's brave and he's heroic and he's impatient and he's naive and he's impetuous and he's all of these things. Right? He is everything that his father was. He has
Absolutely.
the exact same capacity for that darkness in him. He's just better at fighting it than Luke was.
Right.
Probably because, you know, circumstances, Anakin's circumstances were different, very different to his, whatever. You know, but at the same time, again, he's just gone through 30 years of life, including this massive failure, right? And then people say, oh no, Luke Skywalker would never go into hiding. That would never happen. Who are Luke Skywalker's mentors?
Ben
And Yoda.
and Yoda.
And at a time of crisis, they went into hiding, right?
Yeah.
At a time of crisis occurs, and Luke does what he's been taught to do
Right.
by his mentors, which is going to hiding. It's exactly what they did. Of course, that's what he would do. And something this film addresses that we were saying that in the original trilogy can't possibly take into account the prequels,
Okay.
right? We mentioned this in the
Yeah.
previous episode. They can't take into account what happened because those stories simply didn't exist yet.
Yes.
So as the audience, we have to then take into account how they relate,
Yes.
right? And one of the things that we said was clearly Obi-Wan and Yoda don't understand the role that the Jedi played in their own destruction.
Right, because they're part of that. They're part of that structure.
Exactly. But now, with all this new history and everything that's happened, Luke clearly does understand that. Luke knows what they did. He even says it. I have like some quotes here. Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure.
Right.
Right? Like Luke understands this now. This movie is the culmination of what the prequels were about.
Yes.
This is the first movie to like genuinely address that. You know, and they do it through Luke.
I mean, we spoke about this in our chat about the prequel trilogy, right?
Yeah.
It's about the legacy of the Jedi and how they're treated and what happens there. Even though it's not necessarily interrogated in those
Yes.
first three movies, like
Yeah.
in an interesting way. It's incredible that Luke Skywalker is the person to hold the mirror to the Jedi Order in that way.
Exactly.
And I think it makes his character far more rich.
Yes.
It gives his character far more depth.
And human again. He's
Yes.
not this. Luke Skywalker isn't the like perfect, flawless paragon of heroism that people hold him up to be.
I think that's the problem with this series
Yeah.
in a way, is that it does kind of lean into this very superficial kind of archetypal interrogation of what character can be.
Yeah,
It's like that's the problem with the chosen one mythology.
exactly.
Is kind of that person has to be perfect.
Yeah,
They have to be the perfect hero.
exactly.
They have to be the knight in shining armor, right?
Mm.
And the thing is that people forget is Luke does that at the end of this movie.
Yes.
He
Yes.
becomes that person
Yeah.
in a better way than any Jedi has ever done it in any Star Wars film before,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like, this is getting probably, I'm jumping the gun here in terms of this chat,
Yeah.
but Luke becoming a hologram,
Yes.
what is that power called?
I don't know, force projection or something.
Did you see Ryan Johnson?
Gets that book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so funny. People were like, that's not a Jedi power.
Yeah.
Just like, why the fuck can't it be a Jedi power? But in
Exactly.
the video, he goes to his shelf, he pulls out Star Wars lore,
Yeah.
which Star Wars fans will be the first people to quote.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like the lore beyond the movies.
Yeah.
And he pulls out a canon book that says these are all the powers of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like we've seen powers expanded on the games. Why can't we? And also in the subsequent movies, like Force Lightning in Return of the Jedi,
Yes.
wasn't a thing in A New Hope and Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's kind of like the Force is so much bigger
Yeah.
than what we've seen. But then again, like you say, these films, or at least fans want them to be referential. They want them to be like carbon copies.
Exactly.
It's like the potential of the Force is frozen in time with what's been given to us beforehand. We can't like grow beyond that or define things beyond that.
Yes.
It is so fucking cool that you can do that with the Force. And
Yes.
obviously, we're being shown, as opposed to, like you say, a mind trick with Force Awakens,
Yeah.
to do this Force projection is a ridiculous amount of effort.
Yes.
To make it convincing, to make it real.
Yeah.
And what an incredible way to send this character off, where he's like handing on the baton to the next type of Jedi.
Yeah.
Because, like he's saying, I mean, I think a big thing to talk about here is what Yoda says to him.
Yes, I do want to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's worth like defining here.
Yes.
Yoda saying, we are what they grow beyond.
Yeah.
I think it's what he says. Is it? Like destroying the Jedi texts.
Yeah.
And of course, like that is a visual metaphor for what Ryan Johnson is doing with Let the Past Die.
Yeah.
I think that's also something to discuss in this.
Yeah. I don't want to get to
There's
that.
so much, there's so much to talk about with this movie. Oh my
Yes.
God. I'm just like, it's all coming back to me now. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. Help guide me, Graeme.
Okay, so I want to rewind a little bit.
Okay.
I think that this movie has the most well-realized character arcs and themes of any Star Wars film.
Absolutely.
And I think people also get it wrong. I notice a lot of people seem to think the theme of the film is color and sentiment, like you just said, of Let the Past Die.
Okay.
I think that's the theme.
Okay.
People like repeat that a lot. But the film completely rejects that notion by the end. It says like, no, that is the wrong thing to do. And another thing that people do is they interpret the meaning as let old Star Wars die and embrace Disney. Like, this is Star Wars now, the old stuff's bad.
Okay.
That's the way people seem to think that they're trying to like influence you here.
Yeah, good critical thinking, guys.
Right? But again, it just completely rejects it. Luke says, again, I've written quotes here, the rebellion is reborn today, the war is just beginning, and I will not be the last Jedi. Like, that completely rejects this idea of let the past die.
Right.
Because what Yoda actually, like you were just talking about this as well, Yoda just outright states the theme of the film,
Right.
which is the greatest teacher failure is.
Right.
The whole movie is about about the lessons we learn through failure.
Okay.
And every single character arc is informed by that theme,
Okay.
right?
Right.
It's so effective and it works really well. Like Finn at the beginning of the movie is where he left off at the last one. By the end of the episode 7, Finn wasn't a rebel.
Oh no.
Finn has not joined this rebellion.
Finn is still terrified.
He's still frightened, and his number one priority is protect Rey.
Right.
I have to like save my friend. That is his number one priority.
Right.
And his whole story through this, the whole Canto Bight subplot is story in service of character. That whole story exists to inform Finn's character arc.
Right.
You know,
And I mean, by the end of it,
yes.
one of my favorite things about this film is that we have Finn starting off running away from the First Order.
Yeah.
But he has to save Rey.
Yes.
So he has to get Rey away from the First Order. That's his whole goal.
Yeah.
To get her off of the ship that is about to be destroyed by the First Order.
Exactly.
Right? So he goes off to Canto Bight to get the Master Keybreaker and
Yeah.
do all that shit, right? But by the end of the film, we have him visually running towards the First Order.
Yes.
Willing to sacrifice himself for the cause of the Resistance.
Yes.
Right?
Right. Yeah, right.
It is such a fucking good character arc.
Yeah. I love the moment where that character arc, like, actually, it kind of culminates in the scene where he's fighting Phasma.
Yes.
And she says to him, "You've always been scum."
Yes.
And he says, "Rebel scum."
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so cool.
it's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
It's like a good example of a callback,
Exactly.
right?
Right? Like, he has to learn through that journey that not only can they fight the First Order, because this whole thing is, in the first one, is we have to get away from the First Order.
Yes.
We have to get as far away from we can. We cannot beat them.
Right.
Right? And the way that it brings him around is to show him how deep their influence goes.
Right.
Right? He's experiencing this, like, top levels, being a part of it and just experiencing it, like, firsthand. He needs to go to this place to see how far they have, like, infected the galaxy.
Right.
You know, and that's what, like, brings him around to understanding that he has a role to play in this,
Right.
and accepting that he has to be a part of this rebellion,
Right.
and it's not just about saving his friend. And again, the whole thing is everything's informed by this theme of failure. They fail. They don't get the master the key thing. They don't manage to, like, the whole plan is to, like, shut off the tracking thing, the way that they're tracking the thing, and they can track them through light speed, which is supposed to be impossible, but they figured out how to do it, and they fail. Right?
Right.
Everything is about learning lessons through failure.
Right.
Right? And then that also informs Poe's whole journey, right? Poe's thing is he's this, arrogant, ends justify the means guy. At the beginning of the movie, he sees an opportunity to destroy a ship, and he just, like, goes for it. So they destroy the ship, but it costs them their entire bombing fleet and a bunch of pilots. So many people die because of his actions, right? And the first thing that Leia then does is demote him.
Okay.
That's really important, because people, like, do this whole thing of, after Leia has been, like, she's in a coma or whatever, and now Holdo, Laura Dern's character, takes command, and people are like, why doesn't she just tell Poe the plan? Why doesn't she tell him the plan? What reason does she have to trust Poe?
None.
Poe is a guy, first of all, he's just a pilot.
Right.
Right? He's a pilot, and he's a pilot who's just been demoted. So as far as she's concerned, the person who she does trust in the situation, who is Leia, has seen fit to, like, take power away from this guy.
Yes.
Right? And all he does is constantly prove her right to not trust him.
Right.
The first thing he does is go behind her back to do the whole plan with Finn and Rose, where they're going to go and find this master code breaker and then like get onto the First Order ship.
Yes.
Immediately does that. And then even then, when that goes further, she finds out about this, proving her right to not trust him. When he sees that they're, like, refueling their escape ships, he doesn't know what, like, the purpose of this is. He just, like, freaks out and starts yelling and kicking chairs and calls her a traitor.
Right.
Again, further proving to her that he is untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Right?
This is this hot-headed guy that she can't put influence in the hands of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Leia before that, I think it feels like Leia has always given him leeway, because she sees but she knows him and sees the potential and is trying to influence him into, like,
doesn't
understand.
know him.
Exactly.
Right.
Right?
But there's this cool compassion towards him that happens when he's been knocked out
Yes.
by Leia's stun gun.
Yeah.
I love it that Leia does it. It's really
Exactly.
fucking cool.
Exactly.
Where she still also recognizes the fight within him, that spark, right? To fight
Exactly.
for the resistance. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But then it's also cool that he has an arc where he realizes what her plan was the entire time.
Exactly. And
Right.
if he had just had patience and, like, put trust in other people,
And that was his failure.
exactly, it would have been there already. And then we see that play out at the end when they're doing that attack on Crate on the big, like,
Yes.
cannon thing.
Yes.
I remember you initially had a problem is you thought Finn should have died in that scene.
Yes.
Okay. The problem with that is that happening would undermine Poe's character arc.
Why?
Because, so Poe's arc, again, at the beginning of the movie, Poe is the guy saying he's an ends justify the means kind of guy. Even if this costs us everything, and he's still arguing with Leia afterwards, we destroyed the ship, so it was worth it.
Right.
Right? We destroyed our entire bombing fleet and got dozens of pilots killed, but we destroyed that ship, so it was worth it. But the point that she's trying to make is it wasn't worth it, because ultimately it achieved nothing. Right? Because the Empire is still chasing them. They're still on the run away from the Empire.
Yes.
So all of that cost, everything that was taken from them was for nothing. So at the end of the movie, when they're attacking the big cannon thing, Poe is the guy who now is the one who's advocating caution. They're all saying, no, we have to charge and attack this thing. And Poe's the guy saying, no, we have to retreat to fight another day.
Hectic.
Right? So if Poe goes in there, if Finn goes in there, gets himself killed destroying the cannon, that means Poe's arc means nothing is undermined because he should have charged in. Right? He shouldn't have, valor wasn't the better part of caution there.
Yes.
Or sorry, no, discretion is the better part of valor.
Yes.
He shouldn't have had discretion in that moment.
Yeah.
He should have charged in guns blazing like he always did before. So he's learned nothing. The lesson that he would learn there is, oh no, wait a minute, charging in, guns blazing is the right thing to do.
Yes.
And also, if Finn had done that and gotten himself killed and failed, which now still holds up Poe's thing, if he had gotten himself killed and not destroyed the cannon, that now undermines his character arc because he's just accepted that he has a larger role to play.
Right.
He just has a role to play in this rebellion. And if
this
he immediately gets himself killed and achieves nothing, then he didn't have a larger role to play.
That's Rose, right?
Yes.
That's Rose's thing. Take the failure thing back to Luke. I think it's really important.
Okay.
Where Luke understands his failure.
Well, Luke starts at a point of failure.
Yes, absolutely. This is why he's retreated, but then he recognized the retreating as failure.
Exactly.
Right.
He also again, he recognizes how the failure of the Jedi,
Yes.
the Jedi's own failings are what destroyed them. Luke is the character that we most directly learn the theme through. He is the one who has the conversation with Yoda when Yoda, like I said earlier, Yoda outright just states the theme.
Yes.
And Luke is the character that we learn that through. His failure predates the film and is kind of the driving force, in a way, is kind of the driving force for this entire new trilogy. And Luke, in a way, was doomed to fail from the start because of his teachings.
Right.
I guess what we're meant to infer is that the intention was to rebuild the Jedi as they were, right? But like we've said, the Jedi are complicit in their own destruction. This is the thing that we learned from the prequels. So by trying to recreate that, Luke was always doomed to fail.
Okay.
The dogma of the Jedi will lead him to failure.
Yes.
And his lesson is that retreat and surrender, which is what he does, as a reaction to both his response to Ben being corrupted and the rise of the First Order, it's a failing that he needs to learn from, not run from.
Right.
And the Jedi don't need to be forgotten. They need to be sort of reborn and rebuilt in a new way, free from the teachings that allowed them to be destroyed in the first place. Those old teachings will always lead to failure, and Luke kind of bears the brunt of that.
This is the lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Really cool place to take the arc of Jedi training from this old school mentality.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Man, we could carry on talking about this movie forever.
Yes.
It's so fucking excellent. There are things that I find frustrating about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if the pacing works with the slow highway chase.
Oh, okay.
I think it neuters the pacing a bit.
Yes.
I am not mad about Force Leia. Space Force Mary Poppins Leia.
Okay.
I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah, the thing for me is that, again, what this movie does is makes it clear that the characters haven't been frozen in time for 30 years.
Yes.
There's the moment in Empire Strikes Back where Yoda
says there is another.
There is another. And this is the first time that moment is paid off.
And it's also fucking frustrating that they didn't develop on that in Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
It's like Leia's just a chick in a steel bikini.
Exactly.
She's not someone worthy of training in the Force.
Yeah.
Luke knows this.
Yeah.
Right? He knows that Leia's his sister.
Exactly.
So, yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
It's irritating as hell. So in this, we see that Leia and Luke, it's also something that Rian Johnson doesn't have to show to tell.
Exactly.
Right? So we don't have to show them training together like JJ did at the start of episode 9,
Yeah.
which is a very fan servicey thing to do. Right? So it's cool to see Leia with the lightsaber, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just oh fuck, if she has the power to pull herself through space and keep herself alive because she knew that she was going to be sucked into the vacuum of space.
Exactly.
She's a fucking powerful Jedi.
It's badass, dude.
It's cool.
I agree with you. I didn't like it at first because it feels very out of left field
Yes.
for that character. But then you go, wait a minute. She is supposed to be just as capable as Luke is.
Yeah, she's a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be everything that he is. Obviously, she has chosen to learn about the Force in a different way to him.
Yes.
Again, we're never told this. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
We can pick that up through the context clues.
Exactly.
But she should be as capable in every way as he is.
100%. And cool new Force powers.
Yeah,
Why not develop that?
exactly.
Yeah. It's a weird criticism for me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this reel that I keep on seeing on Instagram, and it's that
Oh,
scene,
right.
but they put the clown music over it when Ray is. The criticisms for this movie are just like, I don't know, reactionary,
Right.
not thought through. I'm not convinced by any of them. Like, I
Yeah.
haven't seen arguments against what we've discussed that are better,
Exactly.
right? Where it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's great for Rian Johnson to like grow and develop and take this mythology in Star Wars beyond what it's been before,
Yeah.
and to develop it, which is like a direct confrontation of in the way that Rey is no one special,
Yes.
right? Because this series is obsessed with the Chosen One,
Yeah.
and by saying that Rey is nobody, it's also completely coherent with her character arc of trying to go back to Jakku,
Yep.
having her parents save her. And it's just like, those people just abandoned you, dude.
Yes,
You need to
exactly.
accept this.
Yeah.
And you're no one special.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't be gifted in the Force,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean that she's a chosen one as powerful as Luke is.
Yeah.
Either. Like, she's going to correct the balance of the Force and everything.
Yes.
Right? It's kind of just like she is a person with a strong connection to the Force, whether she likes or not, she wants to learn.
Yeah. I hate that thing of like they have to be part of one of these families.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's so
so
like
boring.
You're just putting it all in a box.
Yes.
It's the same lesson as Ratatouille.
Okay.
Ratatouille says the thing that the chef dude says in Ratatouille is,
Gusto.
yes, not everyone can be a great chef, but a great chef can come from anywhere.
Okay.
That's what this is. That's what the story is saying. Not everyone can be a great Jedi, but a great Jedi can come from anywhere.
That's beautiful.
Right?
And it happens at the end with the final beat with that little boy picking
Yeah,
up
the little broom
broomstick.
boy.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, who's the broom boy? What's his story? It doesn't matter. The point is, like, the seeds have been planted.
Yes.
You know, that spark is still there.
Oh, I love that theme. The spark of the resistance. Like, everything this film's doing is thematically is coherent.
Yes.
And I think potent.
Yeah.
And incredibly necessary for Star Wars. And then I think the rise of Skywalker fucks it all up.
I just want to run through. We did like box office and budget and all that shit with the other one, so may as well do it with this
Yes.
one. It cost $300 million,
Sheesh.
which is significantly less than Force Awakens, which was like $450, and then I made about $1.3 billion, which is again less than the Force Awakens, but that's not surprising. That's what sequels always do.
I know, but we also can't complain about 1.3 billion.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I don't know. They're Disney, so they'll probably complain about it.
Yes, they'll find a way. And then apparently George Lucas said it was beautifully made.
Okay.
He had nothing nice to say about Force Awakens,
Okay.
but apparently he kind of liked this one.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because if he had nothing nice to say about The Force Awakens, but then didn't have anything bad to say about The Last Jedi,
Yeah.
then one thinks that maybe he thought it was a good direction.
Yeah.
Because it is a radical direction for Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. And his problem with Force Awakens was how it's just repetitious, how it's just repeating, like we spoke about, it just repeats all those beats from movies that he already made.
Interesting.
Like he doesn't want Star Wars to...
Because I thought that was one of its strengths.
Yes, in some ways it is.
Yes.
You know, I think it's more disguised in Phantom Menace that it is like very similar to
That's
The Force
very fair.
Awakens, whereas Force Awakens is very much a new hope with a new set of clothes,
Right.
you know,
And it's
for
kind of...
better or worse.
Yeah, and how much of it is it's kind of using what the Phantom Menace did for prequel trilogy in the same way that it's using A New Hope.
Yeah.
You know, so that's fair.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But still, I think The Last Jedi is probably one of the most radically brilliant directions to take Star Wars in.
Yeah. 100%.
Because I think the promise that it sets up in terms of like unknitting those stitches
Yes.
of the Chosen One narrative
Yeah.
that's so like ingrained in Western culture for
Yes.
some reason that we feel people are like predestined by God to be great. And the message is, I don't think it's necessarily about anyone can be the chosen one.
Yeah.
It's about leadership, I think, especially with the kid at the end with the Jedi shadow.
Yeah.
I think it's anyone can be great.
Exactly.
And you don't have to come from anywhere.
Like greatness can come from anywhere.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily everyone is great, but we mentioned this, but we used the analogy of what they say in Ratatouille, which is what the French chef, can't remember his name, says. Not everyone can be a great chef, but a great chef can come from anywhere.
Right.
Same thing applies to this movie, I guess,
Absolutely.
in a roundabout way.
Oh yeah, and was it Neon Genesis Evangelion that Ryan Johnson was referencing with like the infinity mirror?
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
I saw a side by side comparison of what Hollywood directors lean on in terms of anime
Right.
tropes, like Paprika with Nolan and Neon Genesis with fucking everyone else, especially Darren Aronofsky.
Yes, yeah.
And it's so nerdy and cool,
Yeah.
but also just visually striking and amazing. And the tension build up with those two shadows in the mirror walking
Yeah.
towards it becoming one.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great.
Yep. I remember when we watched this in theaters for the first time, and the movie, like the movie ends with the little coda with the broom boy, but the actual like end of the movie is when they're all on board the Millennium Falcon, right? And you have these characters. You have Leia and Chewie and R2 and C-3PO, and then you also have Rey and Finn and Poe. And I remember looking at like the final shot is literally the shot where it like pulls back to this wide and everyone's like framed in this like single shot. And I remember having this sort of like, this is Star Wars now.
Oh,
You know, like this collection of, because Star Wars has always been about its characters.
yes.
And I was like, this is Star Wars now. And I fucking love this,
Right.
you know. And then,
I mean,
it's a pity they didn't make any more Star Wars movies. Thanks for listening, everyone.
bye.
Bye.
I mean, the cool thing about what you're saying there is if you look at what Ryan Johnson is trying to do, I think trying to not reinvent the wheel, but
Yes.
try to establish a new paradigm for Star Wars,
Yeah.
which is good. And I think that trying to integrate, because he's so competent in terms of visual language and I think the visual paradigms of the series. If you look at how every single Star Wars series ends,
Yes.
you have the Peace Ball at the end of Phantom Menace. You have the marriage at the end of Attack of the Clones. You have Tatooine with Luke and Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Is that Spider-Man? Let's enrage some Star Wars fans. Bro, he doesn't even know what his name is. Uncle Owen and Aunt
Uncle
Beru.
Owen, yeah.
And I mean, even in the old trilogy, that's very much a George Lucas archetype, visual archetype. It's like it's his version of the sunset shot.
Yeah.
You have the award ceremony at the end of A New Hope.
Yes.
You have that beautiful shot of them looking out into that galaxy at the end of Empire Strikes Back. You have the Ewok teddy bears picnic.
Yes.
So he's doing the same thing. He's like, this is the family,
Yeah.
or this is what's left. And something really cool, a really cool position to end the resistance on in that film.
Yeah.
To say this is all that's left, decimated.
Exactly.
No one came to their support. What the fuck are they going to do? Standing up to the First Order that have these giant gorilla AT-ATs?
Yes.
And there's so much setup here that opens up space
Exactly.
to create something really cool
Yeah.
for the Rise of Skywalker.
Exactly.
And then this is a good way to segue. We start, and then the resistance is just built up back again.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, oh, the consequences of what happened in the last film aren't going to have any impact on this narrative, really.
Yeah.
Right? Which is incredibly frustrating because you think, what are they going to do? They have like 12 people in
Exactly.
that final shot. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
It's a very
just-
small group.
Yeah. I mean, Mon Calamari, it's a trap. He's gone.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? Like the leadership of the resistance, the experienced leaders from the rebellion, gone except for Leia.
Yeah.
So how are we going to stand up to the First Order,
Exactly.
right? And that's established to put our characters in that position of vulnerability, to put Rey in that position. Well, I think Rey was in a very good position because she embraced something at the end of The Last Jedi, right? She's embracing the journey.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing is that she's accepting that she's not special because we were like trying to tie that thread together in our previous chat about who are my parents that left me on Jakku. They must mean something. They must be special because they're my parents.
Yes.
And then it's, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren like saying that to her the entire time, let go of the past. And then coming to peace with the idea that she is a nobody, quote unquote, but she's Rey. And then also what she's grappling with is real life consequences and decisions that she has to make while taking into consideration the legacy of the Jedi, right? That she's understood and learned from Luke.
Yeah.
Right? So the legacy of the Jedi has been one of, I suppose, like dualities, like ironic dualities, where it's just like supposed to be this very righteous and pure right way to do things and everything else is wrong. We have our like very Buddhist
Yes.
kind of absolute black and white thinking.
Yeah.
And Rey's setting up on this path where she recognizes the moral ambiguity of the Jedi, the hypocrisy of the Jedi, and she's falling into a space where she's in between all of these things. So what's really cool is you have the first Grey Jedi. Like you have the first, I mean, not the first Grey Jedi. I know that there's a whole bunch before this. Like everyone says Qui-Gon's a Grey Jedi. But then you have this potential for some form of new Jedi, because Luke's one didn't work. Luke was still trying to create a Jedi Order based off of the teachings of Yoda, like the old guard.
Exactly.
And that didn't work, right? So what is Rey going to do with this? You know?
Yeah, it's 100% like it's a really strong, it's a setup for a potential story. People complain often that one of the reasons this trilogy is kind of maligned is the fact that there was no like plan.
Yes.
They didn't have a narrative thread already planned through. But I think equally or possibly even more effective way to do that is not to plan it all in advance, but to build on what you've already done.
Yes.
Which Rise of Skywalker completely fails to do.
Exactly.
You know, this movie doesn't set up a specific story in terms of The Last Jedi. Doesn't preload a specific story for someone to tell.
Yes.
It's not like dictating a story for a different director.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously the original plan, was each movie was going to have a different director and a different lead, basically. But they don't do that. They kind of shift the status quo of the whole world of Star Wars and just set up potential stories.
Right.
You know, it's not like I said, not dictating a specific story. You just have this canvas now, you know, of the First Order and this like completely destroyed resistance, and it's like, where do you go from there? And what they chose to do was just ignore everything that happened in The Last Jedi.
It's so frustrating.
And
I think
revert all the characters in the world back to where it was at the end of The Force Awakens. And that's 100% on J.J. Abrams.
100%. I think that, and Kathleen obviously, but I think that's what you're touching on is really interesting, because it's about the intention with the trilogy and what could have been. Because I feel like if they nailed The Rise of Skywalker, I think everyone would have been on board with the different director approach.
Exactly.
Right? But because they flubbed it so hard, in hindsight, the problem is that, we never had an architect for the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Yes.
I can understand why that's a criticism that probably possibly would have worked.
Yes.
But then if you look at the potential of, we'll get into this, I think, Colin Trevorrow's treatments.
Yeah.
Where you can see someone really taking on the ideas of The Last Jedi and creating something interesting and cool while honoring the arcs that were being established for all the characters in the previous two movies.
Exactly.
But here you have this fear response that governs all of the creativity in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
You see it in the absence of Rose because of the very small but vocal minority online that harassed her off the internet because she's this planted, strong woman.
Exactly.
You know? And I mean, I completely disagree with that entire thing, but it's just toxic Star Wars fans being dickheads, right? But you have this potential for a character that's completely ignored. You have the potential of Rey's arc that's completely ignored, and we backtrack into old familiar Star Wars tropes because we need to save this trilogy from a negative fan base reaction, which you could have built on and improved had it resolved well.
Yeah.
You know? So this backtracking that happens with The Rise of Skywalker is so frustrating to see because it's cowardly creative leadership.
Yeah.
And it's very much obvious that it's I think investor mindset.
Okay.
Like you see the guys who hold the money saying you need to save this so that it makes money and it doesn't fail.
Yeah.
And I think that for me is the flaw.
Yeah.
Where it's this panic, where it's like, how do we fix this? How do we take it back to what it was so people like it?
I said at the beginning of this chat, everything that Disney's done with Star Wars has been reactionary.
Wow.
The Force Awakens is a reaction to the dislike. At the time, there hadn't been the critical reassessment of the prequels. So they went, nobody likes the prequels, we need to make something that's like the original. Then people complained that it was too much like the original, so they went in a completely different direction and made something new. People complained that they didn't like that either. So now they're panicking because they have no idea what to do creatively.
Right.
You know?
It's like all of their options are just not working.
Exactly. The result is something that I want to talk about this, like I want to save this kind of for the end. The result is very J.J. Abrams.
Right.
I want to talk about J.J. at the end, after we've discussed the movie itself.
Right. Yeah. I want to get into J.J. now, but I won't.
Yes.
Yeah. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Terrible, terrible thing. Horrible.
It's so, like, why was that the answer? Like
Nobody
it honestly feels like this is treatment or script outline number 2.
Yes.
And it's so, I mean, I have this complaint about so many films when you see big blockbuster movies that are truly like plot hole ridden, right? Or just flawed in incredible ways, or dramatically flaccid. I need to find a better adjective because I feel it's so beautifully descriptive.
Yeah.
You know, it's not dramatically erect, but you have experienced filmmakers in a studio that's 100 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not whatever, but you have all the potential there for all this critical cross-referencing to happen. And then no one looks at the script and this treatment and this outline and goes, no,
Yes.
no, that won't work. This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, how do all, like, we said Carrie Fisher was one of the greatest script doctors in Hollywood. Like, where's that person?
Yeah.
That's sitting there going, red line, red line, red line, red
Exactly.
line, you know? And it's so frustrating to me because I think it's just incredibly disappointing that you don't have people looking at this and saying, we care about this so much and we care about making it right and doing it well because of the legacy of the product, but then also because of what fans deserve.
Yeah.
Or like how fans deserve to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Yoda's line. We grow beyond, you know?
Oh, yes.
It's like
or
that.
they grow beyond what we were, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of potential for it. So, yeah, the Palpatine thing just is. I mean, I think everyone knows the flaws. We'll get into it, but the problems here are just they're so like naive, inexperienced.
It's actually a good way to put it. Yeah.
It kind of feels like student script writing.
Yeah.
Film student script writing. So I don't know. It's so perplexing.
Yeah.
Like the thing of murdering Chewie in the explosion.
Yes.
But then he's not dead, and we're not really given a satisfying answer about why he's alive or how he survived.
Oh, right.
And then we're just like, oh, it's because we can't kill Chewie, but we need to make people.
Yes.
We need to find some kind of dramatic hook to engage people because this film is emotionally bankrupt.
Yeah.
And it's got nothing. I mean, we're still speaking too broadly, but I remember watching this with you. We got into the car, we left, and we were like, what did we think?
Yeah.
My ex, he was saying, so what are our thoughts? How do we feel? It was you, me, Dean, and Mitch. And Mitch was like, what do we think? And then you were kind of silent.
Yes.
And you were saying, it's a film. That's what you said.
I think I remember because you guys really liked it. I wanted to ask about this.
Yeah.
You guys seemed to really like it, and then you asked me about it, and I was like, it's definitely a film for some Star Wars fans.
Right.
You know, I can see the people who are going to enjoy this.
I was in complete denial.
Really?
Because I lived for new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I have a collection of 18 Star Wars posters. I was so pumped for like where this was going to go. And I think you can imagine this like glazed, open-eyed, staring expression of like muted excitement / disappointment that's undecided, where I couldn't accept the fact that there was a Star Wars movie this bad, where I was so excited for it that I had to just believe it was good.
Oh, right.
I had to. But then in the months following the rise of Skywalker, I remember Mitch and I actually went to a Linda Auditorium gig, and he asked me to search something on my phone. And then in my recent search history, it said Rise of Skywalker ratings. And it was open on like Rise of Skywalker like reviews and stuff. And there were like quite a few searches like that. And he's like, of course, that's what you're fucking obsessed with researching at the moment. Because I was sitting there like so confused.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand why I felt the way I felt. Because like the film had completely betrayed and ruptured my passion for Star Wars. And I was like wrestling with this existential problem because also like my identity was basically Star Wars fan, right? Up until this point. And all of a sudden that had been just completely annihilated. So I just sat there going, what the fuck? And then I didn't watch any of the new Star Wars series for like 2 years. I didn't touch anything Star Wars.
Yes.
Because I was like, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't explain it. It completely annihilated it.
Yep.
So many levels. It's a betrayal.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into some specifics.
All my notes for this are just purely chronological.
Okay.
The other ones are like sat down and I wrote like paragraphs about thoughts. This one I just took notes while watching the movie because that's all that I could bring myself to do.
Okay.
So all my notes are going to be chronological and in the order that they appear in the film.
Cool. That sounds good to me.
Well, my first thing is, does the title make sense? Does The Rise of Skywalker make sense as a title for this movie?
I mean, it's very baity
Yes.
as a title, obviously, because if you look at The Last Jedi, that title in and of itself feels like undoing too much of what Star Wars is.
Right.
And people like raging about it. I was incredibly excited about it.
Yeah.
But then The Rise of Skywalker definitely feels like a very intentional way to say, we're back.
Yes.
Star Wars is good again.
It's all the things you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it does either. Because if you consider the Skywalker being Luke doesn't do any rising, so to speak. And if you consider the Skywalker
Unless
to be
he comes back from the
Rey-
grave like Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you consider it to be Rey, we'll get to that, she doesn't rise, so to speak, either.
No. I mean, is it Ben?
Maybe. But would he even be a Skywalker? He'd be a Solo.
Yeah. I mean, like,
He's Ben Solo. That's his name.
I know, but he's also a Skywalker because of Leia.
Guess.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever referred to her as Leia Skywalker.
That's so
It's
true.
Leia Organa.
Yeah. Because women can't be predestined. No, I'm joking. No, it doesn't make any sense because,
I don't think it makes sense.
like, there is no rising happening, really. Like, from a position of what?
Exactly.
Like, where's
From
the
what
negative?
to what?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, we can get into how that's reflective of a very flat arc, you know, but then it's just that very loose, I'm Rey Skywalker.
Yes.
And you're just like, no, like,
No, you aren't.
you're not a Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a chosen family thing. And I think
Definitely going to get to that.
there's a way to do that subtextually that isn't so goddamn contrived.
Exactly.
Like, why are you burying your lightsaber in the sand, man? Okay, yeah, okay, carry on with
we'll
the points.
get there.
Yeah.
Okay, my next point was the reveal that Palpatine made Snoke is really nothing. Like, people were always going on about who's Snoke, what's his origin story, blah, blah, blah. But the answer that we get is just nothing.
Right.
Like, he's like a little tank baby that
He's an avatar.
that Palpatine made. It's like, what is this? That doesn't tell us who he is.
No.
Or is he a clone of someone? Did he just like mix and match some people together? Or like, is he a Frankenstein? What is this guy? Like, the answer that we get is nothing. It just raises 100
And if he
more
is a
questions.
Frankenstein, why did he make him look so fucking ugly? You know?
It went wrong.
That's terrible.
It's
It doesn't make
awful.
any sense. I mean, like, and then again, you have the potential of all the questions that were asked, or I don't think necessarily questions. I don't think The Force Awakens is a questioning movie. It's very much a setup movie
Yeah.
that's got a plan and a path. And like you said, Last Jedi opens up the canvas to possibility. And that's the questioning. It's very much who was Snoke.
Yes.
Because everyone says they complain that Snoke died. We've gotten into this. But then we have really an explanation missing. You know, was it Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nothing answer. Also, like, unfulfilled potential.
Exactly.
Done.
Yeah.
You know?
My next point is how we get the reveal of Palpatine's alive and he's been doing stuff in secret. But how did he do this all in secret? He has like thousands of spaceships and thousands of recruits. How did he do it in secret?
Right.
It just makes everyone else look incredibly incompetent.
Right. It's like
It makes
dumb
them
as
look
hell.
like idiots. Like, how did you miss this?
Weren't they kind of integrating and adapting the Thrawn extended universe thing? That he had this fleet in deep space that was like waiting.
Yeah, I guess
for
they
its
were
opportunity.
probably borrowing some of that.
Mm.
But like the resources and the manpower that requires to be done in secret just makes your characters, because even it seems like even the First Order didn't know about this. Like, how did all of this happen?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It just makes all your characters look stupid.
And then also, like, you think about the amount of information gathering that has to happen for a resistance to function well.
Yes.
You have to have, I mean, that's something that Andor sets up really well and establishes and like expands on.
Yes.
But this resistance is kind of just like somehow Palpatine returned.
Exactly.
You know? You're just like, oh, we got this message from deep space. Lol.
Yes.
It's a deep fake voice, actually. No, but yeah, yes. Again, like frustrating. You can't really rationalize your way around it because it's just an inherently dumb idea.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can't try and figure out why. It's God damn it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They set up this idea early on in the movie that feels like a setup, but it never comes back, which is Poe does what they call light speed skipping,
Right.
where he like makes these like series of jumps in a row, just like really quickly of these light speed jumps. And it feels like they're establishing, first of all, that this is a thing that we've never seen before,
Right.
but also it makes it feels important,
Right.
but it never comes up again.
Yes.
Why?
We can do cool things with the Millennium Falcon.
There's like, this is a setup for something that I want to get to later that would have made it meaningful. And made Poe meaningful in the story.
I think also the thing is that it's an attempt to make Poe engaging.
Yes.
Because, like we say, the arcs are taken nowhere.
Yeah.
So then how do you make this character interesting? Oh, he's a skilled pilot. It's very superficial writing.
Yeah, because he can't, in their story, he can't be a leader,
Yes.
right? Because he becomes the leader. The passing of the torch moment happens in the previous film.
Yes.
But now he can't have that role in the story that they're trying to tell.
Also, I completely didn't realize that.
Yes.
You're right. Leia is like, you tell them where to go, Poe.
There's literally
At the
a
end.
moment where Poe like has this thing of like, hey, follow me. We're getting out of this cave. Everyone turns to look at Leia and she says, what are you looking at me for? Follow him.
Yeah.
That's the line. Follow him.
So why isn't Poe
That
the
is
head of the
a-
Resistance?
That is the passing of the torch of Poe.
That was the
becoming-
entire arc, right? It was like
That's
the old
Poe's
guard of the
story.
Resistance. What the fuck? Sorry, the more we talk about this, is making me
It's
angry as hell.
infuriating, dude.
So, but then, like Carrie Fisher's just passed away in between filming 8 and 9.
Yes.
And we need to, like, again, rescue everything that the Last Jedi did, quote unquote, wrong.
Exactly.
So we need to make Leia the head of the Resistance again.
There you go.
God. Okay, yeah.
Pisses me off, dude.
Continue.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's exactly what I want to get to next. The Leia stuff in this movie doesn't work at all because obviously she died. Carrie Fisher died shortly after the Last Jedi.
Wasn't this going to be the Leia-focused film?
Yes, it
Because
was.
Force Awakens is Han, Last Jedi is Luke, and this
Yes.
is going to be Leia's
This
story.
was going to be very centered on Leia.
Okay.
Obviously, she passes away, and they wind up using footage that wasn't used from Force Awakens.
Okay.
And they've like done stuff like CGI changed her hair and her outfits and that sort of thing, but it does not work. Like you can tell she's not like in the scenes with people, and the way they're doing sort of dialogue exchanges, like the tone of the dialogue just doesn't work between two characters because she's not actually there delivering those lines.
Sure.
So the actor can't respond to her, and you can feel that like their like energy and their cadence and everything just doesn't match.
It's a complete inauthenticity to every scene.
That's
But then
exactly
also, if
how
you think
how I
about,
describe
I
it.
mean, like, I understand how difficult it must be to try and serve the story
you know,
with an actor that's not present
Yeah.
because Leia's such a massive part of the story and you have to kind of do justice.
Mm.
But then, doesn't she just die in her sleep?
she dies later on in the film. We'll get to that, but she
Okay.
does die in this movie.
Yeah.
I remember your suggestion when it came out that she had passed away just before this movie was going to be filmed. You said this movie needs to open on Leia's funeral,
Right.
and I was like,
There you go.
there you go. There's the solution to your problem.
Absolutely. Like,
Like-
don't try and fucking shoehorn
Exactly.
this
And-
deep fake, or I don't know.
It even works with the story that the Last Jedi sets up of they're like already desperate,
Yes.
and now their like figurehead is taken away from them.
Yeah. And now Poe really does have to be the leader.
Exactly.
It's so much better.
It's so
Hollywood,
frustrating.
get us to write your scripts.
Yeah, my next note here is literally just Poe has learned nothing.
Really.
Yeah, I literally wrote that down. Poe has learned nothing.
Oh, so for context, I didn't rewatch Rise of Skywalker for
Yes.
this. I was completely procrastinating on it. I had all the time in the didn't have a lot of time. I'm busy as fuck.
Yeah.
But then I should have rewatched it and I couldn't. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
remembering everything through Graham's notes.
Yeah, I just like because of Poe's character again.
So we're taken back to Force Awakens Poe,
Yeah,
where he's like cool, edgy,
Mhm.
sexy, cocky
Yeah,
pilot.
exactly.
Okay, and
And
not
that's-
like matured, learnt his lesson, leader of the resistance, taking on the responsibility,
Exactly.
making the right decisions,
Yep.
being considerate.
It's terrible.
Okay.
Some of these I'm gonna have to figure out what I mean. Okay, wait, no, I understand what I mean by this one. I really don't like in this one. Maz Kanata is an animatronic, and it doesn't look as good.
What scenes was she in this? Sorry, I can't
She's just in
remember.
a few handful of scenes, like at their base. It's the only time she shows up, but she's literally an animatronic. And in the previous film, she's CG.
But it was the
she-
JJ thing. He set it up that she was CG in Force Awakens.
Yes.
So then-
again, it's just this like pandering thing of people like practical effects. So we're going to be like, ooh, we did a practical. But it just doesn't work as well because she's this like really animated, dynamic character.
She looked great CG.
She's just like so much more like mobile. She like there's the scene in the Force Awakens where she literally like climbs up on the table and like crawls towards Rey.
Yes.
And he's like looking at her with her little things. In this one, she just stands there statically and like her mouth moves up and down because she's an animatronic now, so she can't move anymore.
Dumb.
It doesn't. It looks worse. Like the animatronic looks worse than the CG one because it's so much more static.
Okay.
It's just a bad decision making.
They're also like a really fucking cool character we did nothing with. And then, to be honest, it's also one of my problems with The Last Jedi. I feel like that scene where they're talking to Mars on Canto Bites.
Yes.
That's kind of also a nothing scene for me. There's too much context there that we don't understand.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, she's in a firefight?
Yes.
And we don't know enough about her to make sense of this.
Mm.
You know? Maybe there was like, I don't know, multi-platform storytelling things in
I wouldn't
books
be
and things.
surprised, yeah.
You know, but you need it in the movies. I just didn't understand what it was. So great character with the fucking temple and a statue that we didn't elaborate on at all.
Yeah.
Frustrating as hell.
It
And then we
is
made her an
frustrating.
animatronic.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. Then we get like this is the kind of silly storytelling that they do for the sake of conflict. Of they've established kind of what their goal is. They know they need to get to this planet because they're looking for. It's all very video gamey. It's a fetch quest movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to go to this planet because they know there's something that they need there to find the thing that they're looking for, which winds up being the Death Star. But at this stage in the movie, Rey is insisting on going alone and leaving everyone behind and doing it by herself. And I'm going, that's not Rey's character.
Mm-mm.
Like, why are they doing this? It's purely done for the sake of like arbitrary conflict.
Right.
Of her being like, I'm going alone. And then they go, no, you're not. We're coming with you. And it's supposed to be like, oh, wow, they like each other. And it's like, we know that.
Jeepers.
You idiots.
It's, again, like student filmmaking writing. It's this attempt to give characters depth that is just completely unengaging.
Yes.
Where you have Finn
Yeah.
so desperately trying to find Rey and to make sure Rey is safe and that she doesn't come back to the situation that's happening with the big Death Star. And remember, he was trying to avoid her coming back to the trap that the Resistance was in, right?
Exactly.
But now he's meets her at the end. They embrace, and it's not even affectionate in a amorous way. It's like a platonic,
Yeah.
beautiful friendship. And it's kind of like you get the sense that these three figureheads of our main characters are not going to separate.
Yes.
And Rey doesn't want that to happen either.
Exactly.
So it doesn't make sense that she would want to go alone.
It's a big part of, like I want to get to when we talk about JJ. JJ Abrams almost always does this thing of the found family.
Yeah.
I want to get to that and like why he also completely betrays that idea.
Okay.
Where was I? Yeah, as you mentioned, Rose gets completely shafted in this movie.
Yeah.
She has something like 70 seconds of screen time in the entire movie,
Oh, it's so annoying.
which is insane. And again, it just comes down to laziness. Like, Ahsoka was a character that people love. Like, people love Ahsoka.
Yeah.
When they introduced that character, people hated her. Like, she was not a liked character. But they said, cool, let's establish this character. Take the time to build her.
I mean, that's to the credit of Dave Filoni, something that we can talk about with his conviction as a storyteller.
Yeah.
Right? He'll dig deep and he'll see the potential and he'll stick with it.
Yeah.
And again, this is just reactionary,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, all the male fans where our money source is.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to pander to them and not fully flesh out a character with purpose.
Yes.
You know?
It just really doesn't work. Why does Kylo Ren rebuild his mask?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just purely for like the image, because that image has now become kind of, in a way, iconic. People recognize the mask as his character.
I mean,
And
it
it's
does
just-
look great with the like red kitsungi
Yes.
stitching that's going through its reconstruction.
Yeah.
But the mask played such a significant role in his arc. And you had such a definite moment where that mask is broken, the entire thing with him was let go of the past.
Yes.
So the past was his desire to try and be the powerful Skywalker. And that was Vader. So he created a mask like Vader's. He was a fanboy.
Exactly.
And that's why I love what Rian Johnson did with Smoke's line. Smoke's line. Sorry, it's early in the morning.
Yeah.
Snoke's line where he says, take that pathetic thing off.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And there's a movement towards a maturing from his naivety where he wants to be badass Kylo Ren and into this like self-realized like person with purpose. And that's not a guy who hides behind a mask.
Exactly.
But then it just feels like JJ's bitter about the fact that they destroyed the mask in the previous movie and he wants to put it back together because he's spiteful.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is. Like, is that what he was doing?
I guess.
And it's just this backtracking again of potential of where characters could have gone.
Yeah.
And Ben Solo in episodes 7 and 8 is arguably the best thing about this new trilogy.
Yeah.
Like the best performance by a mile. Like apart from the pecs. But he is there's so much going on there.
Yeah.
And he is kind of the linchpin thematic device of the Skywalker legacy.
Yeah.
Right? And it potentially falling apart. And you have something really interesting that you could do with resolving that. But then again,
Yep.
no conviction.
Exactly. Part of the problem, to an extent, I feel like the problem is our kind of cultural obsession with trilogies.
Yeah.
Like this movie had to be a movie. It had to be one to wrap up a trilogy.
Yeah.
Whereas it actually would have been serviced more by being 2 movies.
Right.
Right? Because they try to take, obviously, like they'll say otherwise, but J.J. Abrams clearly had a trilogy in his head.
Yes.
When he made The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
He then walked away to let other people take over, but then he winds up coming back for the 3rd chapter. So now he wants to tell his trilogy, the second and third part of his trilogy in one movie. That's what he's trying to do here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
Okay.
It just compresses everything too much and means everything is way too
Yes.
rushed and like meaningful things are pushed aside.
Mm.
Bad storytelling. So the Knights of Ren, we can criticize, and I do agree with this. The Last Jedi just ignores them, like they don't exist.
Absolutely. I think it's a missed opportunity there to kind of develop that question because
Yes.
it was a great question asked by The Force Awakens. We all just like, what?
It's a cool setup.
They're like, who the fuck are those guys?
Exactly.
And in the flashback, I think you see them in the flashback in The Force Awakens.
You briefly see
Like
them.
the badass silhouette in the rain. You're like, ooh, these guys are cool.
Exactly.
Are they Sith?
Yeah.
Are they like Inquisitors? Are they mercenaries?
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Are they other students from Luke's school who like left with Ben?
Right.
Like that's the implication that I always got. But this movie then brings them in and does absolutely nothing with them. They are like, they're just scenery. They do nothing in this movie.
Yeah, they're extras for action sequences.
Yeah. And even then, they hardly do anything. They kind of just stand around like being like...
Aren't there a whole bunch of shots of them walking around?
In like the desert, yes.
Okay.
Like on rocks and stuff.
Okay.
And it's like, what are you guys doing? What are they doing?
Wasn't Kerry Russell in this movie?
Yes, she was.
Oh,
She was wearing a mask most of the time. You can kind of just see her eyes.
fuck, I completely forgot about her.
Yes.
No, because I was thinking about the scenes on that planet, whatever they were doing on that planet.
They're there to find someone to like reset C-3PO's memory or whatever.
And I remember the Knights of Ren were there as well. Like kind of just marching around corners. And this is kind of the shadow of a memory that I have in my brain.
Yes.
But then also, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What was Kerry Russell doing there? What was that character?
Yeah.
I remember nothing about her. Okay, anyways.
She's like, she has a connection to Poe. Her and Poe are implied to have had some sort of relationship. We'll get to something with Poe now. That makes absolutely no sense. But my
It's
next
the
note
theme
here,
of this discussion.
my next note here is all caps. The parents are resolved. Talking about Rey's parents being like a resolved issue. Right?
Okay.
Like they were nobody. They
Yes.
were just some people
And
who abandoned her.
they abandoned her on a planet.
That's all you need to know. But then they bring it back. Yeah.
What do they say?
I can't remember exactly, but obviously they bring up this idea again when Kylo Ren and Rey like reconnect again, like they do their little like brain connection,
Yes.
and they start talking, and he like reintroduces the idea of her parents, and it's like, dude, we've done this, and it's also like set up the idea that she's a Palpatine.
There was literally a scene in The Last Jedi where he talks about them. They were, I don't know, moisture farmers. What does he say? Like
They were just like, they basically sold her for
Yes.
drinking money.
yeah,
So
that's
his
it.
thing.
That's his thing.
What happens in Colin Trevorrow's version is it's revealed that Kylo Ren killed her parents. That Snoke, like as a test, Snoke sent him to kill her parents.
Oh my god, that's
how he
an
knows
interesting idea.
things about them, things that she doesn't know.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's way more intense.
I mean, the question I'm asking there is why were they important enough to kill?
yes, I guess because I'm wondering if they want to do a thing where Snoke already knows about Rey, but she's safe because she's in isolation.
Yes.
Or if the plan was to kill her parents to isolate her,
Okay.
because she's like this potential within the Force.
Yes.
Like they kill the parents because they won't give Rey up, and now she's isolated on Jakku.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again, I haven't actually read. I know that script is out there, but I haven't read it. But we can talk about it a bit later. Also, another thing that connects this is how are Rey and Ben still connected to each other? Because in the previous movie, it's revealed that Snoke is the one who's like connecting them.
Yes, he's manipulating them.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's the one who's like establishing this mental connection between them. But now he's dead. So how are they still connected? And it can't be Palpatine for reasons we'll get to later. It's not Palpatine. So how are they still doing it? The movie doesn't care.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, fuck Ryan Johnson's ideas.
yes, exactly. And then we get to the thing where they're in the scene where they're like out in the desert on the sand, and they start sinking into the sand, and Finn is like trying to tell Rey something,
Yes.
and it's never addressed again. Like, what was he going to tell her?
Does he never tell her?
No, they never come back to it. It's like, I get J.J. Abrams' like mystery box thing, but you have to like reveal the mystery by the end. They never come back to it.
I mean, I love the fact that there are answers unanswered and lost.
Yeah.
The series is called Lost. You're meant to be lost.
Exactly.
As a viewer. But you can't do that in Star Wars.
Exactly.
You can't. Mystery box doesn't work in Star Wars.
Yep.
At least in your third film. Mystery box is great for episode 7.
Yes.
You know? But not in movie 3.
No, that's where you solve the mysteries if you introduce them. You don't give us this question now that you're never going to answer.
Dumb.
Well, in theory, they have like, when asked about it, he was like, "Oh, Finn was going to tell her that he can like feel the Force." Cool. Put that in the fucking movie, you idiot. Like, come on, guys.
What the fuck?
Why did the characters all have a problem with the fact that Poe used to be a smuggler? It's revealed in this that Poe was a smuggler before he joined the Resistance.
Okay,
And they're all
because
like,
we have to make him Han 2.0.
Yeah,
He can't just be a cool Resistance pilot
Yes.
that has a knack for flying.
Exactly.
That's dumb.
yeah. And
So
all
that's
the,
a dumb
all the
idea.
characters are like, "What the fuck, dude? How were you like he was this terrible?" It's like, what are you talking about? Who cares?
Why is that a problem? Like the
Yes.
most famous smuggler in the universe was a rebellion hero.
Like everyone's favorite character was a smuggler.
So why do we have an issue with it suddenly?
Exactly.
Okay,
And
dumb.
Poe even points out, "Hey, Finn, you were a stormtrooper, dude. Don't like come at me for being a smuggler."
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. It's like such a stupid, like forced conflict. Again,
Yeah.
just like forcing conflicts. So this I thought was funny watching it for the second time. There's the scene where they're still in this desert, and Kylo Ren is in his ship,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like flying across the desert straight at Rey.
Okay, the one thing I'll say about the film is that the trailer was really good.
The marketing for this movie was great.
It was brilliant.
It was really good.
Yeah, she does the fucking backflip shit over the...
Yes,
Yeah, it
and
was
like
awesome.
cuts the wing off of his ship. Here's my question.
Yeah?
What was his plan? What was he doing?
Was he playing chicken with her?
To
So
what
it's-
end? Because he doesn't actually want to kill her. That's like a big part of his plot. He wants to like win her over to the dark side. So running her down with your spaceship is kind of like it contradicts your own plan, dude. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
It's just for the shot of her like jumping over it in like a backflip thing. Purely the only reason that scene exists.
Okay, so we need to make the movie look cool.
It's a trailer shot.
Oh my word.
Yes. Okay. So the characters all really love BB-8 and they're super invested in him, but they treat C-3PO as being completely disposable.
But
Like,
isn't
they're-
it the entire thing that they're going to wipe his memory?
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Like, first of all, I get Han is like kind of dismissive of C-3PO occasionally, and it's used for comedy.
Yes.
But in this movie, they're constantly dickheads to C-3PO because this is part of J.J. Abrams' thing of he just repeats things that have already been done. So he's
Right.
like, oh, Han was mean to C-3PO, so now Poe needs to be mean to C-3PO. But they'll do it throughout the entire movie, and it just makes them all really unlikable. For instance, in that scene where they're going to wipe his memory, right? He tells them that. Like, it's established, oh, when we do this, all my memories are going to be wiped and everything. But then we get to the scene, and Babu Frick, the little dude, repeats the information, and then they're all like, what? What? His memories? Like, what? It's like, he told you this.
Oh my god.
Like, he told you, and you weren't listening. Like, it just makes them unlikable. It's not actually funny.
Right. It's just like you guys are dicks, and we don't want to see like C-3PO maligned.
Yes. I get that he's
Within-
annoying. That's part of his
No,
character.
100%. But it's also in a way that's malicious.
Yes.
Right. That's not cool.
Yes, exactly.
And also, C-3PO's mind is wiped all the fucking time.
Yes. Does BB-8 need a sidekick?
Oh, that was dumb.
BB-8 gets his own little like ice cream cone looking sidekick.
I remember that.
Completely irrelevant.
It was stupid.
I don't even know what I'm referring to here. I just wrote, the writing is so bad. I don't know what I'm referring to. Again, they repeat this thing of like Poe was a spice smuggler, and they all have a problem with this for some reason.
Okay.
Can't begin to tell you why.
Is it drugs?
I don't
Because I think
know.
spice is drugs in Star Wars.
Yes. But like, I mean, what do you think Han Solo was doing?
100%.
You know?
What was he smuggling for crime lords?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Babu Frick is the only good addition in this movie.
Babu Frick was great.
He's adorable.
He's so fucking funny.
Yes.
I love it when, is it in Lando's ship at the end where he just pops up in the Millennium Falcon? He's like,
Yes.
Babu Frick.
Yeah.
You're like, lol, that's great.
Exactly. It's like those are the little Star Wars jokes that work.
Exactly.
You know,
It's like
that's Star
the
Wars' sense of humor.
porgs. Are they
Yeah.
called porgs? It's
Exactly.
that thing. It works really well.
Exactly.
I don't like people that don't like porgs.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I actually made the note of C-3PO telling them that he's going to have his memory erased, and then they repeat the information, and then they're mad about it. And then it's played as being like a sad moment, but these characters don't like him.
So why are they upset about it?
Exactly. Why do they have this like sad little moment of oh no, he's going away now, which is then reversed because this movie commits to nothing. This is something I really like. Huck's been revealed as a traitor.
Oh, do you like this?
I do like this.
Okay.
Mostly because the interaction that we get is actually quite funny.
Okay.
Like Huck's just being like, I'm the traitor. Like he's like excited. It's like he's getting off on this. Like this is the most fun he's ever had in his entire life.
Okay.
You know, but then it's completely wasted because they do it for one scene. They then leave and he's immediately killed.
Right.
It's like, why doesn't he go with them? Like put him in that situation now where they are stuck with him and he's stuck with them.
Right.
That's fun.
Okay.
You know?
Yes. I remember having a problem with it because it was a redemption for a character that committed mass genocide on like 3 planets
All right.
in the First Order. And I think the delivery, we spoke about the delivery of his impassioned speech when they blew up the Republic.
Yeah.
And it's delivered in such a way to truly show like an evil heart.
Yes.
So I think when I saw the betrayal to the First Order, that it didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
I was just like, how can someone that commits that level of evil be fighting for the side of good and he's a mole?
The thing is, he's not really fighting for them. Like he makes the point in the movie, I don't want you to win, I want him to lose.
Oh, the meme.
About Kylo Ren.
Yes.
He's an evil, horrible person. He's also a petty little bitch.
Okay.
And that's like the part of his character that I think they're playing on here. Like he's petty and he's small.
I loved what Rian Johnson realized with Hux's character because I feel like he didn't work in The Force Awakens.
Because he's not threatening enough.
Like Domhnall Gleeson is just not that guy.
Exactly.
Like if it was his dad,
Exactly.
then sure.
Yeah.
Or that guy that gets blown up in the giant like dreadnought ship in The Last Jedi. Like that guy looks like a super fucking evil dude that would blow up a planet.
Yeah.
But it's just never really convincing in that speech and it doesn't work.
I agree.
But then Rian Johnson's like, oh, lol, evil comedic relief.
Exactly.
You know, and it works. Like when he Snoke slams his face into the ground and stuff, it's hilarious. So, and then he's this little bitch that's like standing up against Kylo Ren and being,
Exactly.
yeah, dominated. But yeah, so it's also like
Underdeveloped.
like weird moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not used. And then I don't understand how Hugh Grant's brother then knows that Hux is the spy for some reason
Oh, they don't reveal that.
and then just kills him right in the spot. And it's like, how does he know? Because they actually shoot him before leaving. It's like, you have to make this look real. So they actually shoot Poe or Finn, just like turn around and like shoots him. So he's actually been injured.
Brilliant.
They go to the planet that has the Death
Holocron.
Star on it.
Oh,
Where they get the holocron. And this is why I was hoping you'd watch it because you might be able to answer this question. The Millennium Falcon is like crashed on the planet, and I'm going, why? We don't get a scene where they crash land. We don't get it's just crashed, and then they have to fix it. And I'm going, what did I miss here?
What? So that you don't see it crash?
No,
Sorry, I remember nothing.
it just cuts to them on the planet, and the ship has crashed. And I'm going like, I've missed something, or they just left it out.
And it's kind of like if you're sitting in an editing suite and you see this problem happen, you see this hole, and you don't say, let's delay the release date to fix all these problems.
Yes.
Let's like do the extra filming. Let's create the extra CG shots to connect. I don't know. Like you just don't care enough to, it feels like there's this apathy to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Dumb.
The video game solution of like the knife lining up with the crashed Death Star is so stupid. It makes no sense. Because it's established that that knife was created decades earlier. So the wreckage is still exactly the same, like 30 years later.
Right.
This wreckage that is literally, we watch it like falling apart when they're like climbing all over it.
And then
Thanks,
you're
guys.
standing on that specific point on that hill
Yes.
for some reason to see the perfect vantage point where these things line up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb as all.
It's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in this entire movie. The note I have here is, I cock the horse pigs. I think I meant to say I like the horse pigs. Because they have these like horse things that have like pig faces with like tusks on them.
Oh yes.
And I think they're cool.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
they're just
remember
there, and I was like, ooh.
yeah, Star Wars world developments, I
Exactly.
guess. Yeah. That character,
Yeah, the
Who
other
the hell was-
stormtrooper.
yeah, who the hell was she, man?
I don't know, man. We'll get to like what all of that was supposed to be when
Okay.
we talk about Colin Trevorrow's version
Yes.
of this. And immediately they hate C-3PO again. Like Poe's just like, shut up, C-3PO, when he starts talking. And it's like, again,
Okay, this isn't fun to watch anymore.
no, like you guys are assholes. Yeah, here you go. Finn stumbling onto a bunch of ex-stormtroopers is like a really bad way to handle that. Like it's purely coincidence that they happen to be a bunch of former stormtroopers on this planet
Yes.
that he then gets like embroiled with. And it's just like, that's nothing for his character. You know, it means nothing that he's now coincidentally stumbled across people who think the same way that he does.
So it's a nothing scene.
It's a nothing like addition to the plot.
And also what happens there with his entire thing of running away from the First Order,
Mm-hmm.
trying to escape because he doesn't want to be a fucking evil stormtrooper,
Yeah.
murdering people, and then almost gives up his life for the resistance
Yeah.
because he's finally found a cause worth dying for.
Yep.
And where do we take that arc?
And now he
Yeah.
spends this whole movie running after Rey again.
Oh my god, JJ.
It's
What are you
really
doing,
bad.
dude?
The little like dark side Rey vision that she has is so stupid.
Oh, with the teeth.
Yes.
Doesn't she have spiky teeth?
Yeah. And
I-
the weird like curved lightsaber with like two sides and one end. It's so dumb. Yeah, the note I have here, I actually laughed when she growled. She like makes like a growl noise, and I'm like, I actually laughed at that.
It's supposed to
so
be her
dumb.
darkest cave vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned this previously, but it's the Joseph Campbell hero encounters their most evil or dark
Yeah.
place in the darkest cave. It's literally a darkest cave in the Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
And then here it's supposed to be, because Star Wars does that, we put
Yeah.
it into this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we can put a shot of Rey in like a black cloak with red eyes in the trailer. Bad, dude. So Kylo Ren then shows up, and they have like a little back and forth like fight thing. And then for some reason, Kylo Ren says, "You can't go back to her," talking about Leia. Saying
Who?
Rey, talking to Rey, saying, "You can't go back to Leia now. You've like betrayed whatever, because she had this little dark side vision." I'm going, what are you talking about?
What?
I don't understand it. I don't understand what they're trying to get at here. He's like, "You can't go back to her now." Like,
There's this like implied betrayal.
and I'm like, what are you talking about?
But she hasn't made a decision. She hasn't done anything.
No. It's like she had this encounter with the dark side, I guess, in the scene. But that doesn't mean she can't now return to Leia because she's like betrayed her. It means nothing.
What?
I don't get it, dude. Like, I really don't understand what their exchange there means.
Okay, so
You must
the
watch this movie again.
script writers don't know what story
Yes.
they're telling.
Yeah.
Isn't that when Han shows up?
It's a little bit after this. I will
Okay.
get to that, boy. I have problems with that. Yeah, Finn's just yelling Rey again. Just you running around going, Rey! That's like his whole character in this movie, which he was in the first one.
I'm so behind John Boyega on why he hates Star Wars now.
Yeah,
It's such a betrayal of the potential of his character,
100%, dude.
you know? So
100%.
I completely get him. And then on top of that, he got hated for being black,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, a black stormtrooper. We discussed this. We don't need to do it again. The soggy lightsaber fight is okay. They have like a lightsaber fight on the wreckage.
Yeah, I
of
remember
the-
it was a nothing fight.
It's perfectly okay
Yeah.
compared to what we've seen before. But then we have the scene where Leia is then like tapping into connecting to Kylo Ren, which like distracts him and allows Rey to kill him, like stab him. Was that the point? Was Leia distracting him so that Rey could like win the fight? Because it seems like that's the only result of it.
So she wants Rey to murder her son.
I don't know. Because this is what they basically use it as an excuse to, like, this is where she dies. Like, it takes like an effort for her to like connect to him across such a distance, and that's where she dies.
Okay, so it's also JJ completely misreading the Jedi hologram power that Luke does at the end of The Last Jedi as well.
I just don't understand why she did it. And then also, why, after Rey does it, why is she sad? She stabs him and he's lying on the floor dying, and then she's sad about it, and then she healed him. And I'm like, why? She wouldn't do that. He's there to kill her or win her over to the dark side, probably kill her. You have no connection, no positive connection to this guy anymore. That like brief, like potential relation. It's not played as romantic, but they have this potential connection in The Last Jedi. But it's betrayed by the end of the movie. You have no connection to this guy. Why would she heal him?
Yeah, and you're fighting for the Resistance, and this is the head of the First Order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he is deemed irredeemable in the previous movie. The previous movie, kind of at the beginning of the movie, you have this question of how are they going to and how are they going to redeem this guy? By the end of the movie, the question is, how bad is he going to get?
Right.
You know, he's an irredeemable character, which is actually my next note is, how do you redeem an irredeemable character? You don't. You
don't redeem him.
But instead what they do, right, so after the scene, when he's been healed, they have a scene where he talks to Han. Right?
Yes.
Han shows up and they have a little chat. But Han's not a Force ghost.
It's a complete betrayal of the logic of the world building.
Yes, he's talking...
And the lore.
He's talking to like a memory of... He's basically talking to Han in his head.
Kylo Ren literally says, "You're a memory."
So we're visualizing an internal dialogue.
Essentially, yes. But what that means is because this isn't Han Solo, we're watching Kylo Ren forgive himself for murdering his dad.
Okay, so it's completely narcissistic.
So, but yeah, exactly. It's narcissistic. But what it means is they're delivering it this way because it's being delivered to us as the audience through Han Solo. So we're meant to be tricked into accepting it. Right? Because it's like, oh, it's Han. Cool. Han forgives him for this, so we forgive him for this. But it's just tricking us. It's trying to trick us as the audience into forgiving Kylo Ren.
I remember feeling like I was being treated like I was an idiot.
Yes.
Because it was such a lazy fan service moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible, dude. It's like such a... Like, it just doesn't work because, of course, we don't forgive him for it.
Yes.
We can't.
We can't forgive him for killing Han.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if anything, that's the moment he's irredeemable.
Yes. Like, my question here is, why isn't it Luke? Luke shows up as a Force ghost later in the movie. Why is it not Luke and Kylo Ren having an exchange in this moment?
I mean, that's a fucking massive thing that you have to resolve.
Yeah.
If you look at the end of, I mean, everything that happens between Luke and Kylo established in The Last Jedi, then how are we going to resolve that here? Where's that arc going?
Yeah.
Where's that relationship going?
It does make sense, dude. Because again, just to jump ahead here, this is something that is addressed in the Colin Trevorrow version.
Okay.
There's some notes here I don't really understand. So we get to a scene where Rey goes back to where Luke was, the little island where Luke was.
Yes.
And they have the little, he's there as a Force ghost, and they have their little exchange. But then he just unsinks his X-Wing.
So she has something to get off the planet with.
Yes. Why the fuck didn't he just do that in the last movie? So he didn't have to force project himself. Like, guys, think about these things. He didn't do that because his X-Wing is like destroyed.
The X-Wing does have a hyperdrive, right?
I assume so, yeah.
Oh, it does because he goes to Dagobah.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so he could have just gone to the fight in his X-Wing.
Yes.
Okay. So then it makes what Rian Johnson did look completely stupid.
Yes.
Because in a way, I completely understand why the Force projection thing happened.
Yeah.
Because I think there's an urgency to time there where it's like you have to travel a distance of a galaxy, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
To get between planets. And that just feels unrealistic with the urgency. So it makes sense that he would do something like force project himself so that he can get involved and intervene. Yeah. And then now that you include this question, or like you basically inputs a question that was never there.
Yeah.
And then now the integrity of the second installments.
Yep.
Yeah. Is shaken. Yeah.
It's bad, dude. And then they undo C-3PO. Like C-3PO kind of sacrifices himself, basically, so that they can get the information that they need. But then they just undo it because R2-D2 has like a backup.
Cool.
So he just plugs into him, undo it.
So we can't convict any of the decisions we make as screenwriters.
Nothing means anything.
Okay.
My note here is, who are you again, thought Chewie. Because there's a scene where I think it's Dominic Monaghan's in this movie. He's just like an occasional character.
Yes.
And there's a scene where they're like doing stuff and he like walks up to Chewie and goes like, come on, buddy, we need to like go to like, they're having a meeting or whatever. And my thought was, Chewie's just like, who are you again? Because you're not a character in this. We don't know who you are.
They're like an extra.
But you're calling me buddy. Yeah, so this is the point where I was talking about light speed skipping.
Okay.
They establish it early in the movie, and they establish that Exegol is a place that's basically impossible to reach. Exegol is the planet that the Emperor is on, that Palpatine is on, and his whole army is there.
Yes.
So they need to get there. So it's like, you've established that this place is incredibly hard to reach for whatever reason. They don't really explain why.
Yeah, it's like you have to move through this weird space asteroid field that's
Yeah.
red.
Which
like-
is going like, cool, this is where light speed skipping can come in.
Yes.
Like, Poe is the only one who can get them there. And they're the only ones who can get there.
Yes.
So it's whoever they can stuff into the Millennium Falcon would be the only ones who can get there to solve this problem. Now your stakes are really high.
And now they're taking on the first, like, the remnants of this massive fleet
Yes,
by themselves.
exactly. But that's not a thing. It doesn't matter. They just go.
I mean, think about dramatically what that does.
Yeah.
It's an insane question to ask.
Mm,
Because just like, okay, cool. How do 30 people on a Millennium Falcon
yeah.
take on this massive fleet? It's a cool question to pose because
Yeah.
then you have to resolve it.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, in a better version of this movie, there also isn't a massive fleet. That doesn't make any sense, but that's a different thing.
Okay.
We then meet Palpatine, and he's, for some reason, he's in like a big stadium.
With the
people?
crowd.
Yes. Who is this crowd? Who are these people? What are they doing?
Why are they all there?
I don't know.
Is there a city?
I don't know.
Do they sleep in tents?
I
Where
don't
are the
know.
buildings?
Yeah, like, they're just there, like in the bleachers watching. And it's like, what is happening?
Is this an event? Well, I suppose it's like Rey finally arriving.
Yes.
But
But like, why is there explain something,
Yeah.
please, movie. To be fair, Ian McDermott is having the time of his life.
oh yeah, it's always fun to watch him.
Yeah, he's
brilliant.
always just having so much fun. This is where, after Ben has forgiven himself and he shows up, he evidently stopped for a brain transplant between planets
Yeah.
because he's a completely different character.
Yeah.
He's so different.
Mm.
It doesn't make any sense. There's been no like progression of his character from.
No, but it's like, oh, the memory of his dad and his little internal dialogue of him
Yeah.
forgiving himself has completely changed who he is.
He just let go of decades of being evil and infected by the dark side and doing horrible things. He just stopped. And now he's who he's supposed to be. And then it's very rare that I'll criticize John Williams, but I don't know, like the terminology, I guess they do like a major key version of his theme
Okay.
to make it sound like more heroic, and it doesn't work.
Oh god.
It doesn't sound good at all. It just
No,
doesn't
exactly.
suit.
It's really trying to pick up the pieces of the script,
Mm.
and trying to make it work.
Exactly. The lightsaber trick is cool. It's one of the few things I like about this movie.
Oh, what the
Where
Force
she
Dia?
holds, she like holds the lightsaber behind her back, and then he's holding it because they're like connected.
Yes,
I was like, that's cool.
it's fucking cool. But then also the problem of why do they have that connection? Because Snoke's not here.
Exactly, which is literally my next note. So it's implied that Palpatine basically is Snoke, right?
Okay.
Like he's controlling Snoke in a
Yes.
way. So in theory, he's the one who's connecting Rey and Kylo Ren together.
And he's enabling Ben to win.
You-
Like making like the lightsaber thing happening.
No, well, yeah, I guess in a way, but it's more that as well. Okay, now that you mention that, that's also a question. But why is this the moment that he realizes that they're a dyad, quote unquote, in the Force? If he's been connecting them this entire time, is it like proximity based? Is it like a Wi-Fi signal? Like,
They got a Bluetooth connection.
yeah, he goes, oh, you guys are a dyad in the Force. Like, we're supposed to know what this means.
Yeah.
But it's like, why would he not already know about that? Why is this the moment that he realizes that if he's the one who's been connecting them this whole time?
Okay. So we haven't thought this through at all.
Haven't thought anything through, dude.
And it would have been cool if you just kind of had some kind of explanation, maybe through Luke, like his being part of the Force. He knows all the things.
Yeah.
So it says once that connection is established, it cannot be unmade.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like Snoke created it, and unintentionally there's this effect that it
Yes.
lasts.
Yeah.
You know?
Just throw in one line of dialogue.
Mm.
Why is it that all of the millions of spaceships show up at the end?
Oh no. It's the worst thing about this movie. I mean, I can't say that. All the things are bad. But it's also just, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because at the end of the last movie, when things were significantly less bad, they wouldn't show up to help because they were too afraid, because they were afraid of the First Order.
Yes.
Now that things are significantly worse.
And it's also like Leia was there, like the Leia Organa
Exactly.
was there.
Yes.
So we're not going to go for her,
Yeah.
but we're going to go for Lando?
Yeah, Lando went and gathered them all up, and now they're cool with it.
Okay.
I know Billy D. Williams is charming. He's not that charming. Like, I just don't understand why they wouldn't show up for the lesser problem, but now that they're facing, like, impossible odds, everyone in the freaking galaxy shows up.
Okay.
Apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. Like, I don't understand it. I just wrote, it's 1,000,000 spaceships and 1,000,000 lasers. It's like they're just purely going for spectacle here.
Yes.
To distract us from the fact that it means nothing. And then also, they have the big triangle spaceships, the destroyers, I guess.
Yes.
And they have like Death Star cannons on them now.
Yes.
But shooting the cannons makes the ships explode.
Cool.
That feels like a design flaw. It feels like a really serious design flaw. You shoot the big gun and the whole ship explodes.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Why is Rey the Avatar now? Because
Why?
at the end of the movie, she goes, "Be with me," and then she starts hearing all the Jedi voices. She's like the Avatar, where she's connected to
All the past.
Yes. Why and how?
Yes.
At the beginning of the movie, right at the beginning, she does a scene where she's going, "Be with me," and she's trying to like connect to old Jedi. But it's not like a thing that's a thing she's struggling with, of trying to like connect to them for like wisdom, and because she's completely alone, she doesn't have a mentor anymore.
So that's not established at all.
It's established that she's trying to do it, but then she never does it again until the end of the movie.
And it's never established why she's trying to do it.
Yes.
It's like she's lonely, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Exactly. I think there's a brief exchange with her and Leia that sort of kind of hints at what she's trying to do.
Okay.
But very vaguely.
Okay.
But it's not like it's a part of her character that she can't do it at the beginning and then she learns something that allows her to do it at the end. She just does it at the end because
Okay.
she needs to.
Cool.
For the plot. And so they can have a bunch of cameos of other Jedi being like, "You remember this guy?
Yeah.
You remember this guy?
Yeah.
Ooh, listen, it's Anakin."
Yay, it's Mace Windu.
Yes.
Okay. Dumb.
Because, and then he also says, "And I am all the Sith," and I'm going like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Because she's like, "I am all the Jedi." And then he goes, "I am all the Sith." And it's like, what does that mean?
It's childish. It's like, I'm just as strong as you.
Yes.
Okay.
Rey is a character that I really, really like. And
Love
then
Rey.
her dying in this made me feel nothing.
Mm.
She dies at the end, sort of. And I felt nothing. And then Kylo Ren brings her back to life. Which is another question of, Rey does like the healing thing, including healing him from basically being dead. He's going to die, and he
Yes.
heals her, and it has no negative effect on her.
Okay.
But then he heals her, and it
And he
kills him.
dies.
Why?
Because he's not as powerful as her, but he's a Skywalker.
It's because it's because he has to like have a sacrificial death at the end, because that's what Darth Vader did.
Right. So it's
You know?
it's really trying to shoehorn things because this is what Star Wars did, so we have to repeat it.
Yes,
And then we're not going to like try tie this together with any semblance of logic.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I really wish that these characters that I like had a better ending, just in general.
Absolutely.
All of these characters.
I loved every single character that was established in The Force Awakens.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a good time to... Actually, before we talk about J.J. Abrams, let me just get this out the way. We talk about budget and everything for the previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
This movie cost $490 million.
What the hell?
It is the most expensive movie ever made. And this is what they got out of it.
Seriously, it's more expensive than Avatar.
$490 million.
Jeez.
It made a smidge over $1 billion. But like $490 million, that implies that you are just gathering the best of the best.
Absolutely.
Like, you're spending the most money ever spent in a movie. You should be making the best movie ever made.
In theory. But then you make the worst Star Wars movie ever made.
I don't understand how they wound up with this.
Jeez.
It is perplexing. I think now's a good time to talk about J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
Our boy J.J.
Yeah.
I don't dislike J.J. Abrams.
No.
I think under the right circumstances, he makes a good movie.
Great movies.
The problem with J.J. is he is at his worst when he's a fan.
Absolutely.
Right? So if we rewind a bit back to before he made Star Wars, he made Star Trek.
Yes.
Right? He was brought in to reboot Star Trek, in part specifically because he wasn't a Star Trek fan.
Yes.
So there's nothing for him to be precious about.
Right.
Right? The whole point was like, this is a blank slate. We're reboot, like true reboot. What happened before doesn't matter. We're going like completely new and fresh. Let's bring in someone who doesn't feel the need to be precious about any of it.
Okay.
And I love that movie.
Star Trek, that first Star Trek
The
is
2009
incredible.
one is amazing.
It's
right?
so good.
We then run into this problem where between movies, J.J. Abrams becomes a fan of Star Trek.
Okay.
Then he goes on to make his sequel. Right? And I think the scene that is most indicative of the problem with J.J. Abrams in that movie is we get to the scene where they have Benedict Cumberbatch in his little prison cell.
Yes.
Right? And he says the line,
My name is Khan.
and there's like a music and it's dramatic and there's like cuts to reaction shots of the characters and everything. The thing about that is that means nothing to this movie.
Yes.
Talking about Star Trek Into Darkness. In Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, from the original one, when Khan shows up, it's important because Khan was a character from the TV show.
Right.
So he is a returning villain.
Yes.
He's a character who means something to these characters.
Yes.
In this one, him being revealed as Khan only means something to the audience.
Okay.
Right? And that is such a huge problem with J.J. Abrams. Right? He only seems to understand things through, or he only seems to appreciate things through the lens of this moment was important. So how do I repeat that?
Yes.
You know, J.J. Abrams seems to think that people just want to see things that they've seen before and hear things that they've heard before.
Yes.
And he thinks that alone, the memory of them makes them inherently meaningful.
Yes.
So him saying, I am Khan, he is Khan. Khan is a character that we've seen before. That's inherently meaningful. It's not, though.
No, it's story is first. Like the
Because-
story that you're telling.
Exactly, because it doesn't mean anything to this story and these characters. And we get that all over this movie.
Yes.
The very end of the movie is like the worst example of this. So, like I said earlier, J.J. Abrams really loves his found family narratives.
Yes.
He does it all the time. He did it back in, going all the way back to like Felicity, the TV show. That's like the first big thing he did.
Yeah.
That was all about found family.
Okay.
You know, he does it to an extent in Lost, even Star Wars, Star Trek. He established this idea that, you know, these people are a family. Rey's family, even in this movie, like one of the few things that kind of works is thematically it's revealed Rey's family she's a Palpatine by family, right? She's part of like the most evil, she's connected to the most evil people in the universe, but she rejects that and chooses these other people who are her new family.
Yes.
But then the movie ends with Rey alone on a planet that means nothing to her, bearing the lightsaber of a guy she didn't particularly like,
Right.
and then taking his name. What are you doing? It's so perplexing, dude. Again, it's purely for he thinks the audience is, J.J. Abrams seems to believe that the audience will respond to it because we're back on Tatooine, which we're familiar with, and then you get Rey standing up on the little hillside, and you get the twin sun shots, and then the music we've heard before plays, and it's meant to. He thinks that's going to like now emotionally connect us to
Right.
the things we've seen before.
It's a complete misreading of what's important.
Exactly,
Yes.
and he does that constantly.
Okay.
That's my biggest problem with J.J. Abrams.
And it feels like in that instance, you really need a producer to lead. Well, not lead. You need someone to support
Yeah.
critically, to sit there and be like, you're doing this. The story can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's so bad, dude. Like they established this idea of she's choosing this family over her real family. That is like a theme in this film. And then you leave her alone on a planet that she has no connection to.
And it's not Finn. It's not Poe. It's not the Resistance.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, what is this? It's just purely for like nostalgia bait. It is nothing other than that. It means nothing to this character and to this trilogy. It's so bad, dude. And like her taking the Skywalker name at the end. Why would she do that?
It doesn't make it. It's just perplexing. And
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with it. Like, it's supposed to be this beautiful catharsis for the legacy of Star Wars.
Yes.
Right? It's not just this trilogy he's wrapping up.
Yeah.
He said in an interview this was about him wrapping up the entire saga.
Yeah.
And this is how you choose to do it. Where you don't know what's important, to the plot that you're trying to tell in The Rise of Skywalker,
Yeah.
to the trilogy, or thematically the saga.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And then you have like Force Ghost, Luke, and Leia show up. First of all, Tatooine means literally nothing to Leia.
Yeah.
And Luke could not wait to get off of this planet. Why is this where you want to end his story?
Mm.
He could not wait to leave that place. He hated it. You know? Like if you're going to insist on doing this full circle moment, go back to Jakku.
Yeah.
Take her back to Jakku to like end that chapter of her life.
Yeah.
And have all the other characters be there so that she's not fucking alone.
Yes.
Because the theme of your movie is a found family.
And it's really easy to get from planet to planet. So they're just going to go on a trip to support her as friends.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know.
It's perplexing, dude.
It's just the overall emotional experience of this movie is just being perplexed,
Yeah.
being confused,
Yes.
and being disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the emotional reaction that's intended.
Again, a perfect example is Maz Kanata giving Chewie a fucking medal. Because people always go, oh, Chewie doesn't get a medal at the end of the other movie.
Yeah.
So Maz Kanata gives him a medal of some sort for something at the end of the movie, purely because, again, he just thinks that's what fans want to see.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because it means nothing.
It's just
fan service. The only thing he's interested in, or the only thing he thinks is meaningful is fan service.
yeah.
He's at his worst when he's a fan. So make things original.
Which
JJ.
is, I mean, it's not because directors are or not fans that they work well. It's that they understand the importance of the integrity of the story and the plot that they're trying to tell. And that's why Rian Johnson was so damn good in this.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, next to Irvin Kershner, the best director of Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's like ever touched a property of Star Wars. I mean, like, we know we've spoken about the importance of George Lucas and how great he is.
Yeah.
But directing, not really. And Rian Johnson just had a complete vision
Yeah.
that he executed with integrity. And you just have the complete opposite of this, right?
There's like such purpose behind what Rian Johnson is doing.
There's intention, there's creative intention, there's authorship.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's that because the studio is trying so desperately to fix and to mend and to backtrack, that they're kind of letting the worst parts of J.J. Abrams' directing just go unmediated.
Yes.
Right. And then you get this thing that just doesn't mean anything. That's completely void.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not because it's difficult to wrap up this legacy after however many years of storytelling. That's not the reason.
Yeah.
It's not that it's impossible to do. It's not that it's impossible to satisfy fans. It's just that you're completely misunderstanding what's important.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, it also just raises the question of, is that even necessary? Should that have been a goal of this movie?
Yes.
Is wrapping up the entire trilogy of trilogies. Like, did this need to try and be a final chapter in these 9 movies? I don't think it should have been.
No.
It should have been trying to wrap up this trilogy so that it could be cohesive.
And again, the rise of Skywalker is why the sequel trilogy doesn't work.
100%.
It's like when you set up questions that have an unsatisfying answer, the question asked initially is just disappointing and meaningless.
Yeah.
Right? But the question that was asked was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great journey to go on for those first 2 movies. But the answer is just a nothing answer.
Yeah.
So you just think that the entire endeavor was a waste.
Yeah.
And that's why I understand people that say that again, go back to the idea that there was no creative authorship across the arc of the 3 movies as the problem, et cetera, but I just think the problem is the 3rd movie.
Yeah. The problem is it doesn't build on the things that came before it.
I mean, like, you see the potential of that in Colin Trevorrow's treatment.
To an extent, yeah. I think you do.
I think you see much better answers. It's the entire thing of, we were talking about why the whole Anakin is knighted in a office
Yes.
and not on a lava planet,
Yeah.
where you kind of misread what's visually dramatic and engaging. My favorite thing about Duel of the Fates, which was the title for his script, was that the final battle happened on Coruscant.
Yes.
Which makes complete sense. Take
Yeah.
it to the heart of the First Order / Empire,
Yeah.
right? The seat of power.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the fight happens. Not on this bloody random desert evil planet.
Yeah. And the reason they go there is because Rey learns about like a beacon of some sort that they can like send a signal out to like call for help. That's this like ancient Jedi thing. So it's this ancient technology that the First Order doesn't know about and can't connect. So it'd be a secret if they sent this message. That makes sense. But she also learns about it in like the books that she takes, those books that she has at the end of those like ancient Jedi texts.
Yes.
Which don't come up in this at all.
Okay.
She learns about it through there. And then she also in The Rise of Skywalker, for some reason, she just has Luke's lightsaber again, even though it was literally torn apart at the end of the previous
Right, and
one.
it's fixed.
It's just perfectly fixed. In Trevorrow's version, she's like rebuilt it in part using her staff.
Okay.
So she has like a double-bladed lightsaber that's partly made out of her staff and partly made out of Luke's lightsaber.
Brilliant.
It's great.
Yeah.
You know, and then Kylo Ren's story is he finds a Sith holocron that's... So Palpatine is sort of in this movie, just in like recording form. It's basically like, hey, if I die, it's actually a message to Vader saying, if I die, you need to go to this planet because my master is there and he's going to teach you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And then it like because it's not Darth Vader who's reading it, it blows up, literally blows up in his face, and his face is all like scarred and fucked up.
Cool.
Which is cool. And then he goes there and he trains with Palpatine's like teacher.
Oh, Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Well, it's a different. I don't think it's him.
Oh.
It's some other dude. He's like this like froggy monster thing.
Cool.
Yeah, and then he's actually the one who has like the cave, like the cave of darkness sort of narrative where he fights Darth Vader because he's like has this conflict with Vader in this film of like rejecting Vader's legacy and now he has to like confront him.
Yes.
And another thing that they do with him is Luke Skywalker is much more present in it, in that he's showing up to Kylo Ren as a Force ghost.
Wow.
And just like jabbing at him the whole time.
That's
just
cool.
being a bit of a dick.
Exactly. It's like the Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what they are. That's the narrative function that they serve. They're this moral conscience that guides and cautions. My favorite thing about that treatment was that Finn goes to the fucking training planet where, because they established that the First Order stormtroopers are not clones.
Yeah.
They're like kidnapped children and stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes to this planet in order to like create a rebellion against the First Order, get an army, and then take that to start the fight.
Yep.
Because again, you have a whole bunch of characters at the end of The Last Jedi who need to be resourceful.
Yeah.
You know? And it completely aligns with his character arc.
Yes, it's like
if he's made the shift from being someone running away from the First Order to giving his life for the resistance, he's going to recruit more people to that cause.
Yeah. And in the whole idea of him like inciting a rebellion from within the stormtroopers is like a great full circle thing for him. In terms of him like abandoning the stormtroopers for selfish reasons mostly.
Yes.
And then coming back into it in order to like incite this rebellion from within, you know? It's so much better than him just stumbling across other stormtroopers.
Exactly. I mean, it ties into the idea of everything that J.J. Abrams is trying to say with all those people showing up with the Millennium Falcon to fight the Sith.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't work. This does, because it's about turning on the First Order. It's about resistance against the machine.
Yeah.
You know? Where did they take Rey's character in that?
Rey was much more of like the quote unquote grey Jedi thing.
Okay.
Of like Luke is more present as a Force ghost talking to both her and Kylo Ren.
Yes.
And he's the one who's trying to be like, you need to train as a Jedi and you need to like, you know, be a Jedi in this way. And she's like going, no, we need to like do something new. Like clearly that failed.
Yes.
Something new needs to happen within the Jedi, so to speak. And that was her like cool thing.
Great.
Which makes so much sense, like where you left off.
Like
that
you're
character.
actually building on the story that was being developed.
Yes, like the story that's been developed since the prequels. Like that's
what George Lucas was telling. Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I don't know if it would have been a good movie.
Yeah, totally.
Colin Trevorrow does not have a great track record.
No.
Like, I think Jurassic World is okay. Everything else he's made is terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this would have been a good movie.
Right.
But I think the like foundation of it is so much better.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Again, you can find like the script is leaked. You can find it. People have done like breakdowns of what it does, of what it's about. You can go find those online as well.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the end of the Star Wars discussion.
Oh, what a way to go out, man. Like there's a significant drop off between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
In terms of the movie. This is like that times a million.
Yeah.
It's like, it's terrible.
It's that bad.
I don't, internet discourse is kind of rubbish these days, and you either love something 100% or you hate it entirely.
Yes.
So people talk about how much they hate things all the time.
Yeah.
I very rarely say that I hate a movie.
Right.
I fucking hate this movie, dude.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's so terrible.
In isolation, it's bad. It's not just bad as a sequel to The Last Jedi. It is a bad movie in isolation
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Yeah, what a way to end
Right?
that Skywalker saga story.
Oh, man. What a waste.
Yeah, it's just frustrating to look at the people whose hands like held this property and were responsible for it,
Yeah.
and just point the finger at them and be like, you fucked this up
Yeah.
royally.
You dropped the
Like,
ball.
screw you,
Yeah.
you know? Like, not a good thing. J.J. Abrams is finally getting back into directing, though.
Yeah. And he's making something original as well. So hopefully that'll be.
Yeah, hopefully, but
Better.
it's taken him this long.
There's a
You know.
reason for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever going to rewatch it. TBH. I mean, I'm going to have to.
You should. I think we should rewatch it at some point. I just want to see, like, I'm curious as to how because again, you haven't watched it since theaters since
Yes.
2019.
Yeah.
So I do want to know how you.
It's like 7 years ago. Damn it.
Yeah.
Jeepers. No. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yes. At some point, we'll have to do a 9-movie marathon.
Oh, yes. Brilliant.
All right.
Thank you for indulging us.
Yes. Thank you for these 3 episodes. It was a long time coming.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's out of my
we
system.
begged for this
Yes.
just to have the chat so it's out there.
Exactly.
So yeah, sound off in the comments.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell us what you think. Tell us
Yes.
if our opinions suck. You know, I love a good Star Wars debate.
Oh yeah,
It's fun.
it is.
It's fun to bitch about them. It's fun to swoon over them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
It is what it is, man.
But yeah, carry on listening to the Video Store podcast,
Please do.
especially when the other guys are around,
Yeah.
not the nerds.
We're all nerds. Let's just come to terms with
Yeah,
that.
fair. Russell's a nerd as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you for listening.
You can find the home base, as Russell likes to call it, is thevideostore.co.za. You can find links to all of our social media. Post some stuff on Instagram. Yell at us about how our opinions are bad. You know, do that stuff. There's a Facebook group. If you
There's
still
also a
use
Discord
Facebook.
channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We don't link to it. You must give me a link to that so
Yeah.
we can include it in the description.
Yeah, I want people to engage
Cool.
there and have chats because just talk about movies. It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think I'm too old for Discord.
it's great. Discord's so much fun.
I think YouTube was my last new thing.
Damn. Don't give away your age like that, bro.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you next time.
May the force be with you.
Bye-bye.